is up, y'all? We got a little technical difficulties, but we are waiting on Anthony and Casey in the background. This is the fun that comes with live streaming. So Anthony's kind of like a caveman using a microwave when it comes to a fucking computer. So every now and then we have to deal with something like that, especially when we're doing live now. So how you doing, Joseph?
I was just watching that intro video that I made a long time ago, realizing it needs a fucking update because it still has, these ancient ways of listening to podcasts like SoundCloud and stuff, which, dude, we're on, what are we on now? Twitch and YouTube?
YouTube and all the things.
We need to update the video so that explains
I know.
all that.
It's an ever-changing world, especially with this live stream thing. It's kind of, we are slowly getting in a new realm. What's up, fellas?
Hey.
Look at that.
Can you
I'm
hear us?
going to move Anthony right here. Boom.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear us?
Are we
Yep,
rocking?
you were good.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, that was weird.
There we
That
go.
was
There
really
we go.
strange.
Yeah, there we are.
No, we're here. We're here.
Cut it
It's cool.
out.
You're
All right.
Yeah,
gleaming a
fuck
little
yeah.
more than usual, Anthony.
What's that, bro?
You're gleaming a little more than usual.
I think we all are
I
about
just
to in a
just
second.
took a shower and probably got
Yeah.
clean skin right now.
I think you're gleaming because of our guest today.
I am, dude.
Hey,
Waiting because I first get to see my resident homies right now.
there you go.
Oh, yes.
Have you guys
Yeah.
already gone through the intro?
Oh, yeah, we just got done with it. Then you guys started popping on right. I explained that you're like a caveman using a microwave
I basically am.
for using
I went to the
technology.
email and then I was like, wait, there's no link to click. I have to right click this, but I'm used to PC, so I'm like, where the fuck is a right click on a Mac? I don't have it. So I literally like,
You're all like
"Boys,
going
how do I copy and paste on my own computer?
Oh, man.
son.
So, yeah, we
Yeah,
got
dude.
Scott showing up in a second, guys. He's finishing up his stream. He's gonna bring all of his fun
Yeah, we-
fans coming over
Nice,
here, and we're
dude.
gonna.
Kind of butted that up nice. He usually does 6 p.m. on Thursday, so they're gonna cross over soon.
He's
Yeah, I was
got this
just
shit
in there.
down.
He was playing Fallujah, obviously, but also some Death and some other sick. Oh, something's
Oh,
happening.
there's the raid.
Something's
We are getting
happening.
raided. What's up, fellas?
Oh yeah, I gotta
And
change
fell
that. So
women?
the comments. Boom.
Welcome to the
Nice.
Cali
Welcome
Death
in.
podcast.
We got your boy
Hello.
Scott coming on in a second. Should be popping up here in a moment.
Yeah.
Was it a
Yeah.
sick fucking? Was he shredding the gnar or what was going on? What was your favorite song you played?
I'm gonna go get a beer.
Hey, what up, Max? Who's
What's up, Max?
Chappany 6? What up, Anthony? Who's Chappany?
What up, Anthony? Again.
No way. That's sick.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So, yeah.
before we get going, sorry to everybody that wanted to see Dreamer last week. We had a COVID accidental practice where everyone got sick, and so we had to drop off our first ever show. So we have, as of yet, have not played live yet, but we got all ready for it, which means the next time we do, it'll be even sicker. So yeah, live Dreamer yet to come, but thanks for all the encouragement and support from people who we actually sold like 30 tickets to that show, and we had to like
Damn.
God.
yeah, it was crazy.
That sucks.
I didn't, none of them were from me, but my friends out here, the homies, are sick. So anyway,
Hell yeah.
Yep. I mean, fuck, man. I actually was thinking about driving out for that, so I'm glad that I didn't.
I know. I was thinking that too. I was
Like a 6-hour drive and be like, but I mean, that's going to be a sick show. I mean, I actually just posted the other day or yesterday about how gnarly Gabe Sieber is for doing Decrepit Birth, a week before that tour started, and then jumping on and then doing Veil of Noth and Obscura every night for like 2.5 months is the tour. It's like, because the tour is
Yeah.
just starting now. It's not coming here till April. Like, it's,
Yeah.
It's
It's one of the longest tours I've ever seen, and to do double duties on that kind of set is insane. So
it's fucking
yeah.
bananas.
Gabe is the man.
Yeah.
Totally.
What's up, Max? How you doing, buddy?
yo. There
I
you
found
are.
the gleam. I had the light up too high.
But I actually am. I just recorded a Dreamer drum playthrough yesterday, and it came out pretty
sick.
good. I'll probably reshoot it, but I'm working on getting some content out for the. So if you don't have to wait for the live show, you can just see the drumming sooner than later. So
Hell yeah. That's awesome, man.
yeah.
Are you going to do anything like a live, I mean, not a live, but a jamming with Chris at all? Like do a double, like kind of a playthrough?
Yeah, we could do that because I actually would like to crowdsource. Like, what do people want to see? Like, do they want to see like individual playthroughs? They want to see like combined, like we each shoot one and then like edit it together. We could honestly milk these songs for what they're worth, which is a lot. So we could do all kinds of different combos of that. We'll probably just do it all, dude. But
yeah, that's awesome, man. I know.
Yeah,
how are you feeling though? Are you feeling better though?
I'm feeling all right. I tested positive today, but I have like almost no symptoms at all. So
okay, good. Good.
But yeah, thanks for people. Yeah, what up, Ricky? What up, dude? That's my bass player for Dreamer right there.
Hell yeah.
Oh, he says we're doing one this Saturday. Do you mean a playthrough, dude? Because I'm down.
I wasn't informed. I'm just kidding.
I mean, we were talking about doing one at some point. He wanted to come film me, so.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I want to hear from people who have seen this tour, the Velanath Obscura Interloper tour, how it was, because I'm hearing great things from everybody that went, that it was like the sickest show ever. So
it's pretty funny about the Christian posting the working on the third Necrophagist album post. Too.
Yeah, that was good.
I didn't believe it for a second, dude. As soon as you said it, you sent that, I was like, nope. I've been trolled on this way too much.
Did you see
the funniest?
Did you see Jacob's post from Defeated Sanity? He's
like currently writing Beethoven's 10th Symphony.
That was good.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You want to hear something sick? Yeah. Jacob said to Chris at that show, he's like, because Defeated Sanity's tour is starting in a couple weeks. They were like, we were going to ask you guys to rehearse at your studio, but we decided to go with Mike Heller's studio instead. I'm like, God damn it, that would have been so sick. If
Oh
Defeated
man,
Sanity.
I keep forgetting he's in L.A. I always hear Jacob's name. I'm thinking Germany, Defeated Sanity, but that's cool. Yeah.
Oh, he's out in L.A. now. Yeah, but I would have loved to have Defeated like jam at my spot for a little while before the tour. That would have been sick.
Oh man.
See that? Yeah, what it's like to be a fly on the wall of their rehearsals, dude.
Oh,
shit.
Masterclass, dude.
I know.
Yeah.
They're just, I mean, Jacob's gnarly too, because he'll just do a practice and they'll have videos with him and Lily playing, and it's like him and it's like just straight up bass and drums. Like it's insane. Like, you know, like, and they are perfect with it. Like, to me, that's a nightmare. Like, if me and Casey got together and we're like, let's do like Odious Mortem with just drums and bass, I'd be like, go fuck yourself. I'm not doing that.
Well, like how we did Cryptic.
we recorded it like that, but I was just giving you like I was recording in your ear to kind of give you like an idea where I was at.
That's not ideal at all.
What's up, Justin?
Hello.
Yeah, Justin, what's up, buddy?
And Nicole.
Hey, everybody.
What's up,
Yo.
Nicole and Justin? Nice. How was the move, Justin? How was that? You guys just moved to your new spot, right? And Nicole, sorry. I think they just moved out of their spot or something. I don't know. I was watching the stream. Now I know people's lives. I'm watching these fucking streams, and I'm like getting all
You're a
this
Twitch guy now,
information. Dude, I'm like a week into the Twitch. Oh, here we go.
We got someone.
Hello.
Oh, what's up, buddy? How you doing,
dude?
man?
Yo, I see you. I don't hear you.
Oh, that's pretty
Yo,
tight.
you hear any of us?
That's pretty tight.
This is on the fly.
Kind of sounds
live.
like it's computer audio too.
Crazy.
It's just like
Technical
crazy,
difficulties.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one.
It's all good, dude.
I love this though. I like the fucking up.
I had the tech difficulties. It's just the juju of the episode.
Yeah.
I do not hear you.
Sweet. All right, I'm gonna jump off real quick and call.
Go for it.
Okay.
Why?
Hello? Nothing?
Let's see.
All right. Well, no worries.
I wanted to quickly make a
Crazy. You
non-musical,
think shit would work?
non-music related post. Did we talk about Battleforged by the way yet?
No.
Oh, dude, battleforgecoffee.com. Let's do that one real quick.
Hell
The
yeah.
homies and Deeds of Flesh. If you don't know, now you know. They got sick coffee over there. They got the swag. Boom. Coming up at the bottom of the screen right there. Battleforgecoffee.com. Hit them up. They got package deals. You know, you could get a bundle, t-shirt, coffee, mug, all that shit.
I've been drinking exclusively Battleforge coffee for like 2 weeks now.
That's what's up,
And dude, I swear I've been more productive than I've been in a long time. It just immediately, like, I got shit to do. Like, holy shit, I'm ready for it. So,
you know,
it really feels like Battleforged, like, coffee. Like, you're ready for battle.
I wonder,
dude.
you know, it's
Yeah,
like
he's
the
having
thing,
trouble
like the.
What? Go ahead.
I don't know. I was going to say that, you know, it's like coffee, but then you have the ideology behind the company with it. And it kind of, you know, it's almost like it adds to it, you know, it almost makes it more real, like more more energy comes from it because you're like, fuck yeah, dude. I drink it thinking like I'm a Viking ready to go into battle.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think it works for the branding. That's as far as I'd say. And I was thinking about Deeds of Flesh, and like I was trying to figure this out actually. Like, is there like a Scandinavian community out in like Central California? Because I know there's that one town that's like their vibe. It's like
San Luis
I thought
Obispo?
maybe, yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know.
I haven't been down there enough to see if that's like kind of the vibe out there, but yeah, I don't know where the whole Viking thing came from. I mean, I'm totally into pirate imagery and shit like that.
You're Swedish, right, Joseph? Also,
I am. I'm half Swedish, so
that's right.
I got my connection there.
And you have dual
Yeah.
citizenship, right?
Yeah, I do.
That's killer.
Yeah, hit me
Sick.
up.
Cool.
You guys touring Europe need a drummer. Let
Let's
me
go
know.
visit Dennis.
Dude,
Yeah.
seriously, Dennis lives like just not that far from my family out there, and we were talking.
Oh, really?
Wow.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think you guys are. Yeah.
That would be
I-
crazy. Go
I
back
just had
there
a-
for a family reunion and kick it with Dennis.
I just had a nice Zoom call with Dennis a couple days ago. It was tight.
Can we
Talking
ask how that's going,
Retromorphosis.
dude? Yeah, how's that project?
Actually
coming
talking
along?
about it's actually talking about some top secret stuff.
Top
That-
secret stuff.
It is other related stuff that people will hear about later, but we can't reveal anything yet. But yeah, it's cool. But
I know.
it's Danish. What was he talking about?
What? What do you
They're talking about solving. Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Dude, solving's cool. I used to go there as a kid, like with my friend, and like he was like really into like Lord of the Rings and stuff, like way back. We're talking like the 90s, so all the books and everything, and he would collect like pewter, like like warriors and stuff, like little like. And then it's crazy because that metal's like really
Figurines and
soft.
shit.
Like if you like you could like easily bend it, So it's like you can etch in it and stuff, but solving and all the candles and all that shit, yeah,
Fuck yeah.
pretty metal, dude.
I listened to one of those Retromorphosis pre-pro songs the other day. It's so sick, dude. It is like got the Spawn of Possession vibe, but it's like more modern, and I think it's gonna be huge, dude. I think this record's gonna be huge. Even if you guys don't tour or anything, just as a release, I think it'll be big. So
Yeah, dude. To
Hell
be
yeah,
honest,
dude.
We've
I was
been,
going to say Intercontinental Unique Leader Alumni
Fuck yeah.
Reunite.
Yeah, to be honest, we haven't really started working on it too much yet because I just finished this other project, the new Odious stuff. So we'll talk about that
Yeah.
later. But yeah, that's our new thing to get finished, and then that's the next thing. We got some other projects this year, but got my own recording set up pretty cool, so that's been fun.
All
recording
fun
myself,
stuff,
which is a
dude.
trip. Yeah, I'm trying to get a better computer because my old one's like a dinosaur and needs to be get that figured out. But I
Yeah,
have-
my shit's old too. I was dealing
have-
with slowness tonight.
I have new computers with solid state and like more RAM, but they don't work with my interfaces for some reason, the old ones. So I have to just but I'm going to try a different way of re-uploading the OS from backed up from this other computer like on Time Machine and then redo it. So I'll see if that works, and if it does, hallelujah. But if not, then I'll have to buy a new computer eventually or get new interfaces. But anyways, yeah, man. So looks like Scott and Joel are trying to figure out what's going on. We've got some audio stuff going, but they're there trying to jump on here. But in the meantime, keep chatting.
Yeah.
So Joseph, man, bummer you couldn't do those shows, man, because that Dreamer stuff is just so sick. Like, oh man.
yeah.
It's pretty.
I know, dude, and I'll tell you this: we had members. We have 4 members right now, 2 guitars, bass, and drums. We first had one guitarist get sick, and we're like, okay, we'll just do it as a 3-piece.
It's crazy.
And
right
then
now.
we had our bass player drop off because he got sick.
Yeah.
And then it was Chris and I like, fuck it, dude. Let's just do it as a 2-piece. We were like going to backtrack bass and like still go for it. And then it wasn't until I got sick, the 3rd member, that we're like, and we were like, Chris, just still do it, dude. Putrid pile style or whatever. Like you by yourself. And he's like, nah, we can't. That's
by himself.
too far. Yeah.
Or just Chris up there.
Yeah, it would have been sick as hell, but
That would have been sick.
So we're
it
talking
would have been
about
crazy.
Christopher Beatty, which we mention him almost every episode, as we should. And
Yeah.
he's a shredder, so check him out.
Definitely.
Yep.
Did the
Yeah,
intro
man.
song if you're wondering what
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that too.
By the way, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say
Putrid
real
is-
quick, I just wanted, this is totally off the subject of the podcast, but I'm into other forms of art, and a lot of it, and these guys know I'm all into pirate coins and shit like that. And I know some of the makers on Instagram, and one of them's an up and comer who I've been down with this shit for like over a year now. And he's trying to get to 2,000 followers on Instagram. He's pretty close, and I told him I'd see, if anybody who is from the Cali Death community would, want to help out somebody from a different community that I'm involved with, which is the EDC community. But Lapira Productions, so LAPIRA Productions.EDC on Instagram. If you guys can go over there, check out his shit. He's a dope photographer. I know it may not be everybody's style, but you just got to think of like art is art, dude. And with me, I like to be able to have some art portable with me. A coin fits right in your pocket, dude, for some inspiration whenever. Yeah, dude, there he is.
I just
dude.
followed him.
Fuck yeah, thanks, dude. And what's that, Casey? What were you about to say?
I was gonna say, dude, one of my favorite Instagram pages that's super funny is Secret Buttholes, dude.
Secret butthole.
No, dude.
It's not what you think, dude. It's so funny though. It's like just random shit that looks like a butt, like
Jesus.
like donuts.
This is what I missed out on. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got Carstairs ready finally. So we got them.
Oh
we
shit!
got them on a brand new laptop, and here is the shreddingest
Drum roll.
motherfucker.
Yo.
There it is. What up?
Wow, that took a while. My bad.
Oh, that's all good,
dude.
man. We're
It's
using
been
this
kind of a
funky
shit
site
show
too.
from the beginning. I had some technical shit coming on like Joel's like 3 minutes. We're going live, dude, and I'm like, my fucking computer won't respond to me right now.
Dude, that's how it goes every single time. Dude,
Yep.
Every time I try to start a stream, I'm like, all right, 15 minutes will be enough. And then next time, I'm like, okay, maybe 30 minutes. Okay, maybe 45 minutes. It's like-
Yep. Just
Yeah,
get
it's
like
never
hang
ending.
out like early, just get it all set up and ready to go. Because it's like, things always go wrong. Like on stage, you have brand new cables, everything's good to go, and then like something just dies, and you're like, what the fuck? Like
Dude, exactly. Yeah, it's almost kind of like you just have to expect it. But here, I got the chat open. Yo, Gleamers, what's up, guys? Thanks for waiting. Sorry about that. I thought I could smoothly raid the stream and then just switch over. I guess not. And then Joel's like, what's going on? I'm trying to restart my computer, and then literally my computer's like, nah, not today.
They showed up without you. They've been going off, so it's all good.
Dude, sick. Yeah, Joel was like, you have another computer? I was like, oh, you're right. So I just jumped over here, and now we're good.
Hell yeah.
Sick.
Nice, dude.
So hell yeah. I wanted to get into just like just starting it off, talking about your the Twitch streamers and stuff that you have. Like, how did you? Because you are doing a really cool job at that. And one of the Justin's stream, Max's stream, and your stream, like I signed up for Twitch and started watching, and didn't really know what I was getting myself into because I always thought it was like a video game based like kind of thing, And seeing the platform you guys are taking of like requests and like changing your face and doing those cool things. Like how did you like get started with it, and like what was who pushed you to do it, or did you just try it because of seeing someone else?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was like the beginning of 2020, and like Fallujah was fully doing its thing as far as touring goes, and we had like a tour. We went to Mexico, and then we went with Darkest Hour to Europe and all that stuff, and then we had a tour booked for Legion, and I think Entheos, and we had some other tours lined up and all, and then of course the pandemic happened. So I was like, oh, fuck, like my whole rig just got shut down. My whole like kind of set up my schedule, you know what I mean? And so I was like, okay, what am I going to do here? So the first thing I thought is like, okay, like I had already been teaching guitar lessons as like supplemental income to touring, because the touring is, can only be so consistent. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go hard. And the way I'll kind of broadcast to people, my lessons, like kind of advertising lessons, was through YouTube. I was like, all right, I have lots of friends that have really made YouTube work through playthroughs. Like seeing Dean Lamb, like really inspired me. And he actually helped me get this camera behind me. He gave me all the advice for like what lens and all that stuff. There's a lot of conversations. So my original plan was like, okay, I'm just gonna, put up YouTube covers and you try to use my skill to get attention that way, I guess. And then hopefully I can kind of set up a schedule and survive this whole pandemic thing and pay my rent and shit. And while I was doing that, and I'm sure people who know with YouTube, it's kind of slow going. There's not a lot of reward to it. And it's kind of just like, you're just alone, kind of grinding, trying to get it done or whatever. So in the midst of that, I was like, well, first of all, Andrew, the drummer of Fallujah, he was on Twitch before any of us. And like he can kind of, so like that's how I knew about it. he was on Twitch and he told me about it, and I was kind of interested in it. So it was kind of in my head a little bit. I knew he had like a consistent schedule. And shout out Sigma Caldera, by the way. If you guys don't know him, yeah, he's a badass. But so I was like, all right, fuck it. I just want to do, because I was thinking about doing Facebook Live or Instagram Live and just kind of having like a live setup, like a question thing. So I was just like, I'll just try Twitch first or whatever. Just kind of fuck it. I know some friends are on there, and the first conversation was just my webcam like this and the speaker mic, and it was kind of just, let's sit down and just answer questions and talk about guitar or whatever. And then slowly led to some improvising, and then we started playing songs, and I see people getting really excited every time I play songs. And then I can't remember when I pulled out the green screen, but I with my camera setup came a green screen, and I was like, fuck it, let's goof off and let's just throw up a green screen. And I was hanging out with Nico at the time. We were just kind of goofing around, and it was all just to have fun, really, while we were bored as fuck during the pandemic. And then, I don't know, just slowly grew into this kind of different thing where we're like performing. And then like you said, the other streamers are starting to, other artists are starting to notice, and they're all bored too. They can't go on tour. So they're like, fuck, I see them posting all the time. And they're hitting me up like, what's going on with this? And seeing it get all hyped, and other people start to jump on, and starts to get more exciting. And yeah, now I think it's like a real avenue for people to perform music, and it's like it's cool. It's like really, I mean, I still feel like it's very much so in the beginning, but yeah.
I always thought it was, for the longest time, it was just like video games is what I, linked Twitch to, which is probably where it all started, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I thought too, and I just thought, well, I'll just kind of like use this platform that's not really meant for what I want to do, just to like connect with the people that like are always commenting and talking on Facebook and Instagram. Because, I had like this awesome group of people. Anytime I would post a video, they would show some love and stuff. I'm like, all right, well, let's like have something where we can hang out directly with these people. And then, as I got on there, I started to see, I noticed Herman Lee and Matt Heafy, they kind of had their thing already established or whatever. And then another one was Mike Leon Shreds. Do you guys know Mike Leon?
From
Soulfly.
Soulfly, that's right.
Yeah, I met him when he was in Havoc, but he kind of got his rig going way before me, probably 5 or 6 months, and he really kind of started that. The Twitch people call it like instrumentalist. You know what I mean? Because there's people that are like gamers or kind of like both or whatever, and then there's like people that are like rocksmith, like Chain Bang and Young Gun. And then there's instrumentalists, which are like kind of like Herman Lee or me, where we just kind of play the songs we want to play. And it's kind of like, you know what I mean? You can't really come into the chat and be like, can you play some Metallica? I'll just be like, I don't really know that song. You know what I mean? Like, so it's more just like a, yeah. So
one thing I actually was tripping on, because you were just one thing that we were always worried about doing going on YouTube and stuff like that was the fact that we one time showed like a Rammstein clip, and we got immediately like, you got to take this out or you're fucking going down. It was like,
wow.
It was like, it was like super quick too. It was like, probably that using the AI, I just saw the video, or we played like a quick little clip, and it was like, take it out. It was
of them like setting up their stage. It wasn't even like a live or like like an album or anything. Like,
wow.
Yeah, it was just, and
it might have been a song from one of their albums they used.
Yeah, and they just immediately took it down, or wanted us to take it down, and then I'm going on to like Twitch and just seeing you guys just jam these like super copyrighted songs, and I'm like, how the fuck are they gonna, like, how does that even work?
I know, I'm like playing like Michael Jackson themes and stuff. Yeah, I mean, there is, I mean, it's kind of like an unwritten thing. Kind of, they don't really have the tech to kind of call you out. And then also, because I thought the same thing. I was like, oh God, like this is like built on a house of cards kind of thing, where it's like my whole rig is going to disappear as soon as like somebody comes in and says no more copyrighted music. But I think the way it works is they can't really, there's no AI to detect it live for sure. And then, I got recommended by the people at Twitch, just don't put my VODs up. And I have been putting some VODs up anyway, but when you put up the VOD, it'll mute the copyrighted material, and some of it doesn't get muted. And they also give you kind of a warning system, how many copy strikes you could have. And I have gotten 0. So, I mean, some streamers take it real seriously. Like Herman Lee, he takes it real serious. And that's why he's playing, what is that? Copyright free, like backing tracks and all sorts of stuff like that.
Yep.
But even then, if something changed and Twitch was like, yeah, we can't do this, no more cattle decap or, you know, Meshuggah on the stream, then honestly, I would just stream myself building those songs out in Logic or Reaper, and I would just build them all over again as covers, kind of like Joshua Travis. He kind of like recreated the song, and now he has his like tracks that he could play if that were to happen. And I think at that point they can't copy strike you even then.
It's a much better like karaoke version of things.
Yeah. Yeah, and then his sounds really good too because he's got the guitars removed from it, so it's like, and it's his guitar tone, so it sounds super sick. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's just,
I wonder if that does it have something to do with like you streaming live that the copyright doesn't have to be involved?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things, and this is, I don't think they speak about this too publicly, but whatever. They
Well,
like like one I don't think they have the tech to do it live, right? And then the other major thing is I don't think Twitch is cooperating in any way. They're not like, yeah, come on in and check it out. They're like, nah, you could try, but we're doing our thing.
Totally.
Yeah,
That could be a thing. I mean, I noticed that, like a lot of people, even with like a lot of the like illegal streams of like UFC events and like all the stuff on there, it's like the person, or if you watch it, it's not illegal, right? But if you're the streamer and they catch you, then it's illegal. So you're like allowed to watch it legally, but you're not allowed to like stream it. And they're probably doing it out of the country too, so they're just like whatever.
Right. Yeah, you can smoke it, but you can't deal it. I guess it's the thing. It's all good.
Definitely.
Yeah, but for now, it's working for me. And if anything happens, I'll just adapt. You know what I mean? I put some thought into it because it's like, yeah, that could. My whole rig is like playing to songs. That's what gets everybody hyped. Yeah, that could go away, but I don't know. It's working.
Yeah, let's not talk about it anymore. I don't want to.
Is there a decent amount of podcasts that use Twitch too? I'm just like so in the dark on that.
I do know that the Knotfest, they do podcasts, and then I did one with Daniel DK. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He's another instrumentalist streamer. Like him and Mike Leon were like already there killing it. Just kind of like, he's funny, man. Like speaking of Twitch rules, like I don't think you're supposed to like smoke weed or get super drunk and crazy, but that dude is just like, it's like backstage at his place, just people just ripping shit up and just like, dude, yeah, he's massive joints and stuff. And
my heart just dropped into my stomach for a second because I'm like, that's me every episode of these things.
Dude, yeah, I think it's all good. All right. It's just not recommended, or maybe it's just not why. I don't
it's
know.
kind of like these loose rules, kind of like we can get you for it, but it's kind of like back in the day, like going up to Canada and stuff where weed was illegal, but they had weed bars, and you just go like,
that was weird.
Yeah, you go smoke weed illegally in a bar, and like you go upstairs and buy weed from a guy, like a mobster guy or something, and
it's called what was that? The New Amsterdam Cafe. And
that's right. Vancouver. That's right.
That's where you lost your mind, dude.
Dude, who lost their mind?
Joel did. He lost.
We got this one guy. He came in like was all, you Californians don't know shit, and like he's all try this, and then I hit it, and I was like, yeah, I'm insane now, sick. I don't know if I can play the show now.
Well, it was
you're right.
It was hash.
You win.
Before it's before all the concentrates and shit. Like we knew about hash, but he was like, I've been working on this for like 12 years, dude. It's at 80%.
Oh my god, dude.
At that time, that was like insane, and because he was like having us ash into the bowl, and we're like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, we need a burning agent because I'm gonna drop some oil on it. And we took long loads of this, but Joe like sprinted out of the place. We had to chase him down the street. I probably already told it, but it's like we chased him and just watched it like completely soak into his system because he just slowly slowed down to a stop.
Well, I hit it, and I said, take this away from me. And when I hit it, I was like, because immediately my whole like was like everything just went down. And I was like all systems down. And I was like, and I had never, I've just smoked like flower they call it now. I just smoked like like. Back in the day, I was just smoking that. Yeah, regular marijuana. That's what I was smoking. And that was just like totally took me to another level. And I was like, I was high for like 8 hours, and I was freaking out because we had to go on.
When we were on stage.
I was freaking out.
Hours before.
It was all bad.
God. Was that with Decrepit, or is it that another group?
That was both Decrepit and Odious.
Yeah, we weren't. I wasn't in Decrepit yet. We were actually. It was the Bloodletting with Deeds of Flesh, Decrepit, Vile, and Odious. Yeah.
Damn, that's sick. Dude, okay, so we just jumped. I realized we just jumped in it, but I don't know if I've met everybody. I know Joel. I know Troy. Like, maybe we should just say what's
Troy?
up. So,
No.
You mean
or no, Troy.
Joseph?
Oh,
No,
Joseph.
that's
Joseph.
Joseph.
My bad. See, I don't know shit. I guess.
And then
I'm
I'm
gonna
Anthony.
call him Troy now.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
Anthony. What's going on, Scott?
Anthony. All right, all right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Norris and Casey.
I know it's been this thing. This
Oh.
is the least smooth start to this show. This whole
Fuck
yeah.
fucking time.
I loved it.
Whatever, man.
I love it.
I met you, Casey, a long
Yeah.
time ago. Yeah.
Totally, dude. Yeah, you're saying, right? Was it at one of my shows back, or was it at the Fallujah show? I can't remember.
I swear you were playing. I feel like it was a
Okay,
long
cool.
time ago. You were playing drums.
Yeah. Nice,
for
dude.
Decrepit. Fuck, I can't remember, but yeah, super sick, man. I got this is a shirt I got from fucking back when I was in high school. Like,
Hell yeah.
I can't remember 2008 or 7 or something like that. Yeah, so
That's
pretty
a good
sick,
print,
man.
man. That's a really good print. It's still
Yeah,
going.
decent.
Oh,
The only thing is that
time
the-
begins. Yeah.
The shirt is just short, so like if I reach up, like my
Yeah.
tummy pops out all sick. It's good.
That was the classic. Yeah. What is
Yeah.
it? Gildan? That's
Yeah,
the
it must-
Gildan,
it must
that's
be,
the
yeah.
Gildan curse, dude.
Like too short in the stomach.
Yeah, totally. It's funny.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, dude, I was obsessed with all your guys' projects. Seriously, I was spinning Odious Mortem, Severed Savior, Decrepit Births, fucking
Oh, yeah.
Swan
Oh,
of
yeah,
Possession.
oh,
I was
yeah.
all about the unique leader music all day. I would go to sleep to that. So that's sick, man. Pretty stoked that you guys
Right
are all
on, dude.
together
Well, yeah,
doing
and
the
we're stoked on your
Thanks.
shit too, dude, and we're stoked
Dude,
on this new Twitch thing, and I think it's like super cool that like you're lined up with our second time doing this. It's this like crossover collab kind of deal. I like it a lot, dude. And it's like this rating thing's awesome too, because it's like, yo, we're having a party and there's unlimited guests. Bring as many as you can. And Scott's like, dude, I got like 50 people coming right now. We're like,
Way more.
party, dude.
Sick.
No, I don't know. I can't see
Scott's
the
all
numbers of
50.
the people who
Fuck you,
came in.
dude. I got more.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm so fucking. I'm such a noob on this shit that I don't even know how I can tell how many people are watching us right now.
No, I don't
I
think.
think,
Anthony has
72
even.
people, guys. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have another 10 or 15 on YouTube too. So.
Oh
We're
wow!
doing-
So you're
actually
multi-streaming?
we were gonna threaten. Actually, I think this is the podcast we're threatening. I think this is gonna be the last YouTube one. We're probably just gonna move just to Twitch, just to
Wow.
make it to be.
Well, just
actually,
for the live, right?
Well, we never
Speaking
really
of-
were
just
doing
for
it
the
on
live.
YouTube in the first place. So
we're gonna
yeah, we're still gonna be on
upload it-
Spotify and all that thing. all
We're
those
gonna
things,
upload
but,
it to YouTube that night. Like
Speaking of Dean Lamb, you talked about Dean Lamb last night. I was
Yeah.
actually on his chat, and I threw that question at him, like, why don't you? Because he goes on Twitch and he goes on YouTube, and I was like, why don't you? He doesn't do them both at the same time, and he said something about like a terms of service like thing that you shouldn't do that or something. And I was like, shit. Well, we're gonna do one more.
I think I think that's for partners only because
Okay.
when you become a partner, I think you kind of sign a contract a little bit. And
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's definitely.
That
I
makes
don't know if
sense.
he's a partner though, because like for instance, Samus he streams to multiple platforms. Yeah, 66 Samus. He's always like saying like, "Yo, if you're on YouTube, this. If you're on Twitch, that." But I don't know if he's got his little check mark. I've definitely seen huge, massive streamers that are not partnered, and I think it's for that reason. They don't have to participate in certain rules, and if they have such a huge following, it doesn't matter, or they justify it in some way or something like that. But yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, Dean kills it on YouTube. It's awesome, man, and yeah, makes me proud. It's super awesome. He's created like a platform for metal. It's like sick.
He's actually to be honest with you, the first person I saw do like a stream where he's jamming and just like a live thing, and I'm just sitting on my couch and have it on my Apple TV, and I'll just he just responds to you, and you're sitting on your couch like, this is fucking rad, dude. This is, and then then learning the whole like Twitch thing where everyone like it's kind of made to get bigger. It's made to help everyone out. It's kind of like the rating thing. I didn't know what that even meant until recently. It's like you guys are helping each other out. I didn't understand that Murray Fest thing was probably you guys were rating each other over and over again, probably.
Relay
At
rating.
first I was like, how are you? How is that like? Is it like it's like a show or something? But like this guy's at this time and this guy's at this time. I didn't understand how that would work. But now the rating thing makes all the sense.
Dude, yeah, the vibe compared to like Instagram or YouTube, it's just like so different. And it's so funny coming from like posting things on Instagram and YouTube and then hanging out on Twitch. And I'm just like, why are you guys so nice to me? Like, this is nuts.
Dude, you're killing it on there. And one thing about the Twitch thing is you sound like the that was the one thing I was always worried about with like playing like music on a stream is that like the
because
tone
that's
is
what
good.
that was a Zoom fault or like a
Yeah.
shitty thing about Zoom is how it would cut out.
We'd have like,
And
you know,
on
Dallas from Nile be like, let me play you a riff. And it's just all like,
And we're just like, dude,
Right.
Dallas from Niles playing a riff for us, and we can't fucking hear it. We're just sitting there like, yeah, dude, that looks sick. It looks sick, dude.
I had some problems with that. I think the trick is with Zoom is you have to. There's a button that says turn on original sounds. I don't know if you
Okay.
guys found that, but
yeah, we
you
did
have-
later.
Don't ask
Yeah,
me,
that-
dude.
but I've done the same exact
Fucking
thing.
happy that I actually made it tonight with all the
Oh,
shit that I
same.
was fucking trying to jump through.
So where are you guys all at? Where are you guys streaming from?
I'm at
Anthony's
home
Pacifica.
in the Bay in Pacifica.
Oh, so you're in Pacifica. I know Pacifica, man. Yeah,
Hell
right,
yeah.
right north of Half Moon Bay. I used to hang out there all
Yep,
the time.
yeah, dude. And Dan Kenny, I'm sure you know him from Suicide Silence. He's
Yeah.
my best friend since high school. You know, we started our first death metal band together, and slowly that got us down to Santa Cruz and into the city, going to the pound shows and networking and making like a solid, you know, community, being a part of it, and then fucking, you know, then you hear all that shit that came out of it at the end, you know, the early 2000s, you know.
Dude, yeah. I wish I got to go to the pound and never got to go to the pound. I always watched live videos of people playing at the pound. It was like just before I had my license and shit, so I was not free.
I didn't realize how quick of a run that place had, dude. It was not that long. I don't even know if it was 10 years. Did
Really?
it? Yeah. Did it
Yeah,
go
no,
for more
no
than 10
idea.
years? Because
I don't know.
what year did it stop? What year did it close up again? 2000.
6
it was
or
like-
7.
Yeah, it was right around then.
Mhm.
DK.
DK, what's up, Nicole? What's up, chat?
I do not know what that means, but
DK, Dan Kenny.
Dan Kenny.
But
fuck yeah.
no, so Scott, where did you grow up? So it's over the hill somewhere from? I'm in Santa Cruz, so you're probably.
So like East Bay, Danville area.
Oh,
like,
gotcha.
Walnut Creek,
Okay.
Pleasanton,
Yeah.
like moved around that area.
So the
Yeah.
Red House was kind of your pound. That was your pound.
Dude, that was the first show I ever played was at the Red House on my
Nice.
16th birthday. Yeah,
Damn.
Sick.
How old are you?
Like, I'm 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I remember, I don't know if, let's see if you can remember these bands, but Name played that show, and Wes from Name, and then Legacy of Pain. And that was an old one. That was like members of Suffocate. And
Oh, okay.
Fuck, I'm forgetting. There's some other bands, but yeah, the
I
Red
remember
House was the
Suffocate.
spot. Yeah, the All Shall Perish. They played there a few times. When they played there, though, it was absolutely nuts. Jesus Christ, it was. It was. a
The
crazy
sound was
show.
really good there too. I remember actually had like really good sound.
Yeah, that was awesome. Another awesome one that sucks that it shut down is the Boardwalk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw it was supposed to be Suffo Fear Factory, but just Fear Factory because Suffo's bus broke down or something.
Oh,
Fear
shit.
Factory at that fucking place, dude. Can you imagine that? It
That's
was
probably-
fucking amazing.
Was it packed
dude.
out?
Oh yeah, and they were huge sounding, dude. And they brought it. It was fucking exactly what you would want a Fear Factory show to be.
Yeah, I've only recently got into them. Do you guys remember Claude from?
Oh no,
he
the
was-
sound guy, the crazy sound guy
Yeah.
from the Boardwalk. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, what a legend! He's crazy. I think.
Yeah.
I think he passed away. Actually.
I think I heard that too. Yeah, about
Yeah.
3 or 4 years ago, I think, something like that.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he brought
Well,
the
they got-
hype, dude.
They got bought and sold a couple times. I mean, one was during the pandemic they sold, and they got bought by someone else, and then they had the final like, no, we're getting rid of this about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I think it's on its way out
Damn.
now. Yeah, they tried. I mean, they tried to do the whole.
My
They
aunt hit me
survived-
up. She's like, this would be a cool job to have if you moved up to Rockland. And I'm like, fuck, that would be awesome. But I'm like, nah, dude. I hear all these nightmare stories of keeping venues open and for underground. It's
Yeah, I
like,
do have like a fantasy about buying a venue or investing in a venue, and like that's like one of the things I've always wanted to do. But like at the same time, one little hiccup, like I mean, this is a big hiccup with the pandemic, but something like that, and they all drop, just like it's scary.
Yeah. Yeah. that
they got a
sucks,
bunch
man.
of cool memorabilia all over the walls in there too. I wonder what they did with that. Didn't they have
Yeah, I wonder what the
guitars and
plan
shit?
is. Are they straight up tearing it down, or?
Well, actually there was a post like literally I want to say 2-3 weeks ago where they were talking about this is for real now. It's like actually going. But I think it's still up for sale, so it's up for someone to buy it and do something with it. So, which it's basically hella weeds. But like, no, it's definitely like.
We haven't even started the timeline yet.
Oh man, no, there was things I want to touch on with Scott too, and actually.
Oh yeah, go for it, man.
Segueing into it, last night I watched your the Herman Lee thing for about an hour and a half, something like that. And
Dude, yeah, that was sick.
I mean, I saw the post. I saw Max posting saying like, "Hey, he's gonna be going live with them or something like that." And I was like, "Cool, he's gonna be in his studio, and Herman's gonna be in his studio or whatever." And like, then I basically like went on there, and you're in fucking Herman Lee's like house or whatever, and like you're like sitting there with all of his guitars to choose from, and I'm like, "Holy shit, you're actually jamming with him!" And man, I actually, and also quick promo for your fucking guitar, by the way, because you played a bunch of guitars. And I'm a tone like nerd. I'm like obsessed with like different tones and stuff. And there were some that had some pretty cool tones and stuff like that. Then you pulled out your new signature, which we have locked and loaded actually. Boom.
Yo, thanks guys. That's sick.
No, actually you pulled it out though and started jamming on it, and I was like, I can hear you way. I mean, not that I couldn't hear you before, but like everything was way clearer. Sounded like it was just voiced to you perfectly. Like everything that was coming out of you sounded so much better out of that guitar.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I have to fucking buy another goddamn guitar now.
Dude, get it. That'd be sick, man. Yeah, I mean, I've been with the company for like 7 years and got to try a bunch of different woods, and I don't know if I'm sure my Kemper tone is matched up to it, but I've realized that like that wood combination, having the maple fretboard is so important. Like it makes all the notes brighter. And then having the mahogany, it makes it kind of like a little bit like more mellow, more the medium warm tones. And then I think another thing that people don't even realize is that like the difference between a satin finish or a raw finish or a gloss finish, like having a thick gloss on the guitar actually makes it even brighter as well. So it's like
interesting.
You got the hard maple fretboard, which is real bright. You got the hard fucking gloss, and then the mahogany kind of chills it out. Lots of hard things, it makes it sound good.
It's like they made that new guitar builder on Kiesel's website.
Yeah.
And I'm building a guitar, like I'm making like the fretboard, like, oh, that matches it. So I'm just gonna use like nothing to do with like understanding the actual tonal properties of wood. Like it's something that I've kind of skipped a little bit. I mean, I know like what a lot of people do generally. Like there's a lot of the mahogany bodies, maple. Or the rosewood fretboard, stuff like that.
Right.
But does a burnt maple neck sound different than what you're talking about?
I think because he puts the necks and the fretboards in this oven that they just bought like maybe a year ago or something like that, and it like releases the sugars and actually chemically changes the wood and makes the wood even harder. So I think it's even harder and brighter with the roasted, which is also.
It would probably take some moisture out as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's sick when they're roasting the necks. It smells like maple syrup in the shop. It's
wow,
sick.
That's sick.
It's probably better for traveling too. It's like if you're going. Do you have a roasted maple neck on yours?
No, and I tried, but he can't. I've tried to get it. Like I kind of wanted to do the way it looked, but with both the headstock and the fretboard roasted. But just he's really concerned with everything matching. You know what I mean? Because when they roast it, the kind of just to wait for the wood to react. They're like, okay, this one came out dark, and then they have to categorize them after that and say these are the really dark ones. We'll match them. So it's really tough to get the headstock and the fretboard to match unless you roast the entire neck and you leave the head uncovered with no top on the head. And then if you have a 7-piece, you'll see that 7-piece on the headstock or whatever, which is I don't really want that. So couldn't make it work, but so we went. I think it came out even better though. I like how bright the maple is and stuff like that. But yeah, I've always kind of fantasized about having a roasted neck. It looks so sexy, all brown and shit. It's sick.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, I mean, actually, one of my favorite necks is I have just a Charvel. It's like I don't know if you can see it right here. This guy right here.
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, sick.
It's just that guy. And basically, and also I have that the PRS, that Dusty Waring PRS from BT Bam or whatever.
Oh, sick. Yeah.
I've definitely noticed the brightness of having that maple neck. I've been aesthetic because of making or buying guitars and stuff like that, it's always been like, well, this looks cool, but not really like taking a lot of it into an account and stuff. I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna run it through all these processors, dude. I'm gonna boost the treble and like I'm gonna do the mids and stuff like that. But you're actually saying that the actual paint job and stuff like that will have a lot to do with the full tonal capabilities of that.
For sure, yeah, and because I tried like a walnut guitar, like of a Vader, and I noticed it has this like really deep bassy tone. Then I had a antique ash that was chambered on a blue guitar, and I noticed it had this like kind of deep, like whoop whoop kind of noise that I was like making me sound muddy live, and I was like, okay, I don't like that. And I don't know. I remember a huge thing for me was when I was recording bass for one of our albums, and we were trying all these different basses. And when we finally tried a Fender Jazz 5-string bass, I was like, holy fuck, this is like the best sounding shit I've ever heard. And it's a maple fretboard, but they gloss the fretboard, and then it's like this giant, I think it's alder body or something.
It's like a Geddy Lee bass. It's like one of those Geddy Lee basses. Yeah. Yeah,
dude. And it's like, it sounds like you hear the entire tone, like all the frequencies, but it's so bright and like cuts through the mix. And it's just like, oh my God, so after that, I was like, started to really take notice of like how the woods in combination like go through the amp, and it really makes a huge difference. And then speaking of the guitar, the pickups that we put together for it, I think was also made it super sick. Like Kiesel had their own kind of thing going, and they're catered to a certain kind of artists. And I, was just asking Jeff for certain things, and he made it happen. And I think, the combo was like super sick.
Yeah, I could definitely tell, like I said, the difference of it. Like when you picked that up, I was like, okay, this is what he's supposed to be playing. It's like, it's fun. It's fun to pick up all the fun guitars and be like, oh, let's try this PRS. Let's try all these things. Then you picked up your guitar, and I was like, okay, well, that's made for Scott there. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
The neck through too. Man. Yeah, because
totally.
you play bass a lot, but you also wrote guitar for Odious Mortem, right? You wrote all the guitars.
Not all the guitars, no.
Oh.
I played like riffs and stuff like that. And it's like we were just talking about a pre-pod. Like there's just a big actually we're recording right now, and Casey's supposed to be here to announce that, but we're recording right now and doing the I got a banner for it, dude.
That's a long piss, dude. Drop a gleam in the chat for some piss, dude.
There it is.
Sick. There he is. What's up,
there
man?
he is.
I heard what you said.
I love your shirt, by the way, man.
I heard what you said.
I was walking up and I could see it on the bottom of the screen. I was like, I know what you guys are up to.
No, we were just talking about
I had to use the restroom. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me, world. Sorry about that.
Sorry for being a human.
Right.
But
that's how we're
just
able to
talking
go
about
4 hours. That's how it works.
we kind of were alluding to the new ODS recording and stuff like that. So about how riffs,
How
we're
Joel writes all of them.
So Joel, you write all the guitar on it, right? I'm like, I mean, some stuff,
yeah. I just knew back because I was a huge fan of Decrepit and Severed Savior and all that, and I just remember my bass player Rob was like, "Dude, check out Odious," and it was like another Zach band you guys recorded with Zach and shit. And it was just like, "Yes, more," or whatever. And I just thought it was. I just remember that you were in the project, and I thought you were playing guitar on it.
No, actually, speaking of last album, Casey played like probably 70% of the guitar on the last album.
Oh,
so
what?
Casey's
60. I did.
He's all 63.8, dude.
But
computed.
But no, he's he doesn't like compliments too. So let's keep complimenting.
But you know what? So should we just spill the beans? The new one's done.
I kind of started a little bit.
So Secret actually recorded all the drums already myself, and I've never done that before. It was like an experiment, and I was just trying it. And Alex, our guitarist, is like mixing it, and he's a fucking good dude.
Alex Basie.
You know Alex from Ominous Ruin?
Sorry, excuse me, Alex Basie
or
from
Ominous?
Ominous Ruin.
I know Ominous Ruin.
He joined Odious a couple months ago with Kerry
Alex, what's his last name? I might actually know.
Basie, Bacey.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've met him. That's sick. So did you record it in your house or garage or something?
In my practice studio.
Damn, and then
in my room. And so I have like a whole setup, like Sennheisers, like I've had for years, like a ton of them, like 9 of those like clip-on 604s, and then I have the like standard Sennheiser like overheads, And then I put a 57 on the top of the snare, and then I used a clip-on Sennheiser for the bottom of the snare. I tried using a 57, but actually we got a nice bottom snare sound from the Sennheiser, trying different stuff. I used a kick mic on the floor tom, like a Sennheiser kick mic, and then I think I just a clip-on the bottom. And then for the kick drum, we did mic it, but we used like a Beta 52 like around the hole just to get like a natural rumble. And then of course we recorded MIDI like the triggers just for the kicks. But yeah, it's coming out. It's cool, man. It's coming out sick.
Damn.
So and then I got these like Lewitt, you know those are you familiar with Lewitt mics? Those like
Not really.
They're like really good for the deal, or like for the price. They're like really sick.
Right.
They're like anyways, they got like they're like little sausages. I got like the small ones.
I may have seen an engineer with these like these little teeny things, and then like there's another part of it. I can't remember.
Yeah.
If you're recording yourself, what preamps, what pre's were you going
I'm
through?
just using these old pre-Sonus Fire Studio, chained, just 2 8-channel chained. So that's 16,
sick.
And they're tried and true. They, I recorded it at 96, which was interesting. But Alex was like, just do it. And I used a Mac Mini computer, which is like not upgraded like all my other ones, like to solid state, and like upgraded the RAM. This one's just like the old, it's like a 2014 model. So it like works, but not great. But it's like a tank, So it got it done. I had to like redo takes because it like glitched a few times. I was like, oh, it's a good take.
Oh no!
Like,
oh god!
Yeah,
that's the worst.
But it was crazy. I did it over New Year's, so I was like in there at like 7 a.m. on New Year's Day. Like,
oh wow, everybody's just fucking
because at the studio there's nobody there, So I was like, I had to strategically do it so there's no other bands practicing,
Oh
but
right, so it's quiet.
So I just didn't, go out late or do anything. I just kind of was like, all right, this is just my time, and just did it like over the like 4 days or something.
It's beastly, dude. It's fucking beastly.
Yeah.
How long is it?
It's faster than the last. Like I tried to just make it like more like cryptic. Just
how many minutes does the album clock in at?
It was like 40 minutes, close to that. So 30 something. So
that's a lot for death metal, man.
10 songs. We always do 10. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be sick. So
I'm recording bass right now, and I'm severely underpracticed. I'll just let you know that I'm like, because of the pandemic, and then like we're not playing any live shows for a long time, which hopefully will change that in the future. But just
and you got very good guitar centric. I'm buying guitars.
All about guitars right now. So I'm like, oh shit, I played bass. That's just fun.
It's just a big guitar with less strings.
I know. Oh man. So yeah, no. So just like recording it now, I'm just like, holy shit, this is I can't believe I used to. I don't know. I'm looking at like someone put on a video like kind of recently at a party or something of like me playing some Odia show, and I'm like, that's not even me, dude. That's a different human. Dude. There's no way I could do like. But no, getting back into it because we were practicing like back in those Odia like touring days. We were practicing in person 3 to 4 times a week. We were like,
whoa, sick.
Yeah, we were like really because there was like maybe Power Tab or Guitar Pro was just coming out, but it was like you got to get in person and jam. Like there's no other way,
Dude, that's definitely gone away. I feel like you have to like.
Totally.
Yeah. I can't get anybody to meet up. It's crazy. Yeah, that's why I think even the music is kind of sounds like it's changed like that. It's like, oh, this was made in Guitar Pro. Like you can hear it.
And I know there's like a lot of discussion about that, but I think it's cool. Like I don't think it's like I know people have opinions like if it's better or worse and stuff, but
yeah,
I think it's like a double-edged thing because like. Like in the more modern thing, it's like, okay, you're expected, like, I'm going to play for this band and do a tour like Gabe Seaver style. I'm expected to just learn that stuff super fast and just be able to jump on and just nail it. Like, and like, that's like that's not at all me, dude. Like, that's not how I was. Like, for me, it was like, took time and months and like so long to like, and like when I played in Decrepit, it was like inside me. It was like insane. I like couldn't. It was like I dreamed Decrepit. It was like all day, all the time. It was nuts, dude. So like
hammered into your brain every movement, stroke.
So I just couldn't imagine like I remember I tried to jam with the Faceless one time before we started touring, doing like more in Decrepit, and I just like barely knew their songs, and I just couldn't even really. I kept like flubbing. I was like, I just don't know the parts. Like I could play it, like it was fun, but like I was just like I just didn't like know it enough. I need to listen to it way more, So
well, they were used to like people coming in and just being like, all right, well, I've listened to it 1.8 million times and just like just have it down. Like Casey's like, I'm down to jam with you guys. Like I know some of your stuff, and like they're like, oh, you don't have every part perfectly like mapped out already. And Casey's like, I'm just jamming.
But but that's a skill. Like when people say, oh, it's like like when people kind of say like, oh, they just write albums with Guitar Pro now and stuff. It's like, well, they gotta fucking like play that stuff, like,
Yeah.
you know. So it's like for me, that's like almost harder. Like I'm like, shit, I have to like learn all this myself and like come in and like just me and the computer, dude. We had a relationship going, and I really, you know, I got those songs down, man. I remember. It's just like I don't know. It's so distant from the writing of it. You know, when you're in a band, it's like you don't even, or when you're jamming live, or you know, in a studio or practice place, you don't even like realize you're learning the songs. Almost like you're just jamming, and then okay, we need another song. All right, let's do another one. You just kind of naturally. It's not like this. Yeah, but like. Okay, I got to learn like 16 songs, like da-da-da-da, and it's got to be, it's like so, I don't know. But if people can do it really good, like Gabe Sieber, guys like that are just ridiculous, dude. Like,
I mean,
he's a genius. Like, the fuck?
Yeah, you just saw the show, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I told Gabe, I was like, bro, you're the MVP for sure. My God, dude. Because not only did he play both sets, but he was like one of the best musicians up there, like 100%. It was crazy, dude. And I've known that guy for 10 or 12 years, like, at the boardwalk. I would always see him at the boardwalk, and he wasn't always that good. He was just kind of like normal drummer, but now he fucking hits so goddamn hard. He's like so flavorful. It's amazing, man. It's crazy. And I mean, he must have he's just so used to being hit up. Like that meme about the drummer being in like 80 bands. Like he is like the embodiment of that meme. Like,
Totally, dude.
And maybe he just eats it for breakfast now, I guess. He's just like, blast section, all right. Like, you know, like,
I mean,
talking to him on his episode, and you just learn that if he knows what he's going to do, he just listens to that only.
Actually, Scott,
do it.
one of the first times I actually hung out with or met you was at NAMM 2019.
Okay.
And it was me and Gabe went together, and he was about to play. He got like a short, basically a short time to learn Continuum. And
I know that band, yeah.
Yeah, and he
Riley.
was like, yeah. So I literally had to. The drive down there was just we had to listen to Continuum the whole fucking time. I was just like, he's like, I got to listen to each song like 7 or 8 times. I'm like, all right, well, I'm your buddy, so we'll do it.
And then after
was it the first one or the second one?
Yeah, it was both. It was the second one just came out.
Okay.
And so he was basically listening to like his set list, and it was just like constant.
Did you
and then
get
he
excited?
felt bad.
Did you get excited for the song that I was on every time it came on though? Like,
I was like, thank God they're not playing that
At least
song.
I can hear Anthony once on this album.
So excited.
That music is sick. The bass player was remind me who the bass player was.
Oh, he played Flesh Consumed. I know. I forget his fucking name though. I'm his friend.
I know Chase played guitar.
Yeah, Chase, and there was Ivan on guitar.
Ivan on guitar.
Ivan, yeah.
Spencer.
There's
Spencer
on
played drums originally, and he was from Sons of Aurelius.
Son of Aurelius,
right?
yeah.
Aurelius, yeah. There was the Santa Cruz band too. That's sick.
Yep.
Speaking of Santa Cruz, Archaic, you guys down with Archaic?
Oh
yeah,
dude.
I hang out with them hang out with Jared like every weekend. We're hanging out, we're watching the Super Bowl together.
Oh, sick! Yeah, he's awesome, man.
We brought
new
them
shit
out
is sick.
on this 2013 Severed tour. We brought Archaic out as main support. Yeah, dude, and they were fresh off the Cannibal tour, dude. They were so fucking precise, dude. They were fucking in it, dude.
That was when Craig Peters was in the band.
Yep, it was Craig, Ivan.
Dude, he's a badass.
Everybody.
Craig could be like a big Twitch guy if he wanted to be, right?
True, yeah. He's got the personality and the chops and
Jared Chance, fucking Alex on drums,
Benz,
dude. When he's fucking 19, dude.
Dude,
he was 19 years old and he was just ripping people's heads off.
Dude, every time, that guy was a freak of nature, Alex. And he would do the. I remember he would do
dude too.
He would do like the Latin chops in songs and stuff, freak everybody out. Yeah, sick.
That's
right. I remember
a really good dude too. He's like very, very humble, happy guy most of the time. You know, a little quiet when he was that young, but we got it out of him after a month. He was chill. You know, like not. Well, he'd still have his alone time and shit. But either way, like when you're 19 on this tour with a bunch of these other dudes, they're just like pounding fucking tequila and beers and smoking weed and yelling at each other all night. And just like fucking.
No, Alex always respected everyone's like character for who they were. He had his own trip and he was sitting there, with the, had his cross on the neck and stuff like that. And was like, he's all, this is what I believe. It's fine. It's like, you guys are having fun. It's fucking awesome. Like, I'm super stoked for you guys. I'm like, Jesus, you're like the nicest human being I've ever met.
Dude,
I
yeah,
think.
people like that are sick, man. It's like they don't gotta. Yeah, like you guys are reminding me of Andrew. He doesn't smoke weed or any of that stuff. He's just chilling, but he's just happy to see everybody having fun. Not
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you guys are gonna die. Like he's just like it's just like
Still sitting there
having a
saying,
good
"Fuck
time.
you guys."
You're gonna roast like all these guitars we've been talking about, dude. You're gonna
Roasted.
roast in hell.
Get roasted.
Yeah,
Not
that's-
only
Fuck
is
yeah, we should get it
Alex-
started. But go for it.
I was just gonna say, not only is Alex in Trivium, he's also playing in that Matt Heafy Eson black metal
Oh, is
project
he?
too.
Oh,
I didn't know
right.
that.
He's like recording with fucking Emperor guys. That's like
God damn.
fucking sick.
I remember
That's-
he always wore an Emperor back patch. So he was always. I remember back way early, like that was Matt Heafy's stage outfit was Emperor back patch or whatever. So that's hilarious. He's full circle.
Yeah.
That's awesome that Heafy and Alex Bent are together because they're like two of the nicest dudes like ever. They're just like out nicing everyone.
Yeah.
Dude, it's alarming how nice some of these people
Whoa,
and
whoa.
the Twitch thing is like, yeah, it's just people just want to connect. And I think maybe the touring world was just too busy and too crowded, and people just had their filters like kind of like, well, if you're not in the green room with me, then you're probably like not worth having a conversation with, right? Like you know what I mean? Like you're touring with a huge band or something like that, and you end up in their green room. They kind of go like, oh, okay, you got here somehow, so I'll talk to you or whatever. Where if you met them in the crowd or something, it'd be like, are you gonna punish me? Or are you gonna be weird? Or something? but Twitch is like completely different. Everybody's kind of way more open, and because of that, I've made so many friends with like people in bands that I never thought I would. And Matt's one of them, dude. It just sent him a message. I sent a message just to say like, you're awesome, essentially, like, yo, thanks for inspiring me. Twitch is really becoming an awesome thing. And dude just like instantly like, yeah, dude, like I'm sure he gets tons of messages, but he was replying and having conversation, making suggestions, and I don't know, he just wants to see everybody. Yeah, just
It's definitely like it's a real like social platform. Like you're forced to interact. You know, who's the guy who comes on Twitch and doesn't say shit to his audience the whole time?
right.
Like,
Yeah, I don't think
because
it would last.
it wouldn't last, and that's not the whole point of it. The point is to be interacting and personable and personal with your own community. And that's what I love about this, because I already, fall in love with our community over the last year and 4 months or whatever we've been doing this. Like I love all the people that have been pushing the show and talking about the show. And now it's like we have another way where we can really, because live it was patchy, and it was hard whether or not it was going to work with YouTube and interacting was kind of a thing, but not really. But with this thing, like, oh dude, we could totally just be like one-on-one with people or watch people have conversations while we're having conversations. It's super sick, dude. I like this. And I think this is a route that we're going to be following for a bit. The Cali Death train is taking a detour off the tracks, the Twitch tracks.
Onto the Twitch tracks.
Onto the Twitch tracks, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that when metal and everything is starting to come back. I mean, the tours are happening. There's more strength to it. We have more of a platform, and like everybody, like you know what I mean. Like I said, like Dean Lamb has his way of promoting metal bands. You guys have your way. Like I have my Twitch stream. Like people tell me all the time, like, yo, I never listened to Cattle Decap or Meshuggah before this. You know what I mean? We're spreading it out, and hopefully, like it's like one of those things, the rising tide lifts all ships kind of thing. And
totally,
where I think, just being in like a smaller death metal band, you're just so desperate for any little piece of the pie. It got brutal out there where you're like, fuck that band. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like,
I mean, you look at comedians and stuff. Like, look at like a lot of the comedians with their podcasts and stuff. They have all of a sudden this huge platform, and then now all of a sudden they're playing for fucking like huge theaters because their podcast is big, because they're.
Yeah, I have imposter syndrome from hearing all these comedians talk shit about people everybody's got a podcast now, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I started one a year ago, dude. I'm in that fucking
fuck it,
group
dude.
that they're talking about, But at the same time, I think we have our own little corner of the thing, It's a very niche thing. It's all stuff that we love. Like we just stayed true to it up until now, and we're still going to keep doing it that way. We just want to talk to cool people about cool shit that interests us, and whoever wants to fucking go along for the ride, dude. Hop on. That
Dude,
Twitch
yeah, I mean,
stream.
hell yeah. I mean, it's Cali death, dude. Like right there, that's like niche. Like I'm already thinking
Yeah.
about I'm thinking about Unique Leader. I'm thinking about all these bands, and I mean, I'm biased. By the way,
Totally.
Justin McKinney in the chat. What's up? That's some Cali
Oh
death.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And also this
and
guy,
Nate,
motherfucker.
dude. Nate.
Benarucci, yo, what's up,
Oh,
Nate?
What's up, Nate?
Ontogeny, let's go.
Oh, here we go. Here's
Oh,
some.
yeah.
Here's some.
Dude,
Oh,
Sam,
of course,
dude, I
Murray's
love it.
going with that.
Controversy. Here we go.
Dude,
controversy.
Murray's the best, man.
I
Dude,
love
I'll be like jamming a Tool, and Murray be like, "This man sucks, bro."
No way. I love Tool.
Oh,
I love it.
Murray's been like that forever. He's
So
just
funny.
fucking
Yeah, dude.
hard on his sleeve, dude. Just like fucking. This is what I like.
Do a bleeding profusely play along. He'll fucking be like every
Yeah,
fucking
dude,
comment,
orgasm.
dude.
Dude, yeah. I'm trying to learn. This last week, last couple weeks been crazy, but trying to learn another Severed Savior song. Question. Hopefully that one's hard as fuck.
Nice.
Jesus,
Yeah,
it's gonna go good.
Is that the one that goes?
yeah, it's the one.
Yeah.
We've already talked
Oh,
about
yeah.
that.
Well,
but,
you speak riffing way better than I do.
I do it all day.
That was
just
good.
a quick,
dude.
just a quick
Do that
little
again.
fun fact about that song. We've already said it a few times, but I'm going to say it since we brought it up right now. That riff came from their high school band, Where. That's a Where song.
Where did
And
it come
then wait, what?
Where did it come?
Where-
Came from their secret buttholes, dude.
Tons, dude.
Okay.
Was Mike Gilbert in that? Was Mike Gilbert in that project?
Yeah. That was Mike
Oh, yeah.
and Troy
Yeah,
in
Mike
high
and Troy.
school. And Paul from who later on he went in to start Vulgar Pigeons, I think.
Damn.
And one other band that he was in. But yeah, either way, that shit came from their high school band. So I always thought that was cool that they took a few pieces of their first project together and brought it to Severed Savior.
The tone on that record is nuts. It's like one of Zach's best death metal records ever, maybe.
It's the first one with Axe Effects ever.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
really?
we've learned too.
Yeah, Mike was he was like in the do you remember Harmony Central? Did you ever fuck around those forums back in the day? It was like a
Maybe actually, yeah, actually.
early
long ass time
2000s. It
ago.
was like it was all the tone nerds would go hang out there, and there was a guy named M. Gilbert there, which I had no idea it was Mike Gilbert. I didn't put
Thanks,
it together.
Troy. Yeah, I was saying he came in. Troy said benumbed as well. So,
Oh, Troy's on here. Fuck
benumbed.
yeah.
Benumbed.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Benumbed.
Boom.
Be numb.
But
Sick.
Bina, yeah. But no, he was in there just dropping like clips. He's like, got this new like thing that just came out. Check these clips out, and it was later riffs from on Servile. They were all like Servile riffs, and I was like, I would literally save the riffs onto my computer back in the day. I'm like, these are so sick. And I remember Anthony's like, hey, I'm gonna be in Severed now, and blah blah. And I was like, fuck yeah. And then I hear the album, and I'm like, that's the fucking Harmony Central riffs I heard, dude. I had up Mike. I'm like, you're M. Gilbert. Oh my god, I did not put that together like
Dude,
at all.
it blew my mind, man. I remember I heard it on Facebook, the couple previews they had, and it was like one of the first times I was like, I have no idea who this band is. I'm pre-ordering this shit. Like, dude, I was in love with it.
My first thing was mp3.com, and all I had was Forced to
Oh
Bleed.
shit.
Yeah,
I actually
dude.
remember that, dude. My friend told me that you could like get the like single songs you could download and shit.
Yep.
Downloading Metallica Trivium and shit.
Oh
Damn.
yeah.
Yeah, I punished the fuck out of Mike when I was like 16 or 17, like seeking him out on Facebook. I'm like, how did you come up with this shit? And he's just like, I just came up with it. There was no, I mean, he has some kind of process where he like takes riffs and kind of morphs them into other sections or whatever, but no theory, no modes or scales or nothing. It's just all from his head and his influences. I was like, bruh.
He's literally, I think, probably if I had to pick one guitar player in death metal, like he's probably, I mean, watching them practice and stuff, I'd go to their practices and stuff and watch Mike play, and he would play every song perfect, every solo perfect, and I would just be sitting there with like my fucking jaw on the ground, and he would just be like, it fucking sucked, dude. We were terrible. Like it was the worst thing ever. And that's kind of like the the influence you can tell that a lot of the musicians that are really good have is they constantly think they could do better, or they're like, it's like he was that guy. I was like, dude, you literally just blew my fucking mind. And I'm like sitting here going like, I'm quitting after tonight. and
He's like, me too,
oh,
man.
it
I
sucked.
suck.
I know.
Dude,
yeah.
That's wild.
Max,
Yeah, we were
Nate,
talking about that last
Max,
night.
Nate, and Murray are having a Meshuggah argument right now.
Oh my god! Yeah, you tell Venarucci that Meshuggah sucks. He won't take that lightly.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. He
so,
doesn't like
in-
that
in-
opinion. Yeah,
In the chat, put 1 if you like Meshuggah and 2 if you don't.
Bruh.
It's probably gonna be all ones.
I like Meshuggah.
I'm in the chat. Let me do that.
1.
He's gonna spam.
So
Yes.
this one's
All
just been
A
all
bunch of chat.
Hi, Murray. You can only vote once. You can only vote once. Come on, guys.
Hell, let's do this.
What the hell, dude?
333. Let's go.
1.5.
Oh, we got another one. All right, we got some.
On the fence. Works of art.
Oh,
bruh.
1.5 is on here, dude. We got
Damn,
1.5. in
haters.
the
you can't
house.
decide. Can't
Nah, dude,
decide.
you can't deny how talented they are, dude. Like the
just so
drummer,
unique.
so sick.
Well,
Dude,
it's like
Thomas
also like a
sounds so
fucking yeah, it's like a palette for like when I first heard Meshuggah doing all those timings, I was like, oh my god, so much shit could be done with this. But I mean, obviously they were doing kind of open stuff at the time, and like Dan,
Yeah.
doing like very open. But I was like, if you take those rhythms and like apply it to a riff or something, or like I
Yeah.
don't know, it's like your brain's just gonna. To me, I was like, it was like the Black Sabbath of the weird timings. It's like here's the fucking layout, here's the groundwork. Now take this and now do something with it.
Dude, I totally agree. And I've been spending a lot of time learning Meshuggah songs. Like one of our subathon goals was to I'm going to learn all of Obzen and perform the songs. And I remember, like we always talk about like, oh, that band's from another planet. But I remember I'm learning pineal gland optics, and it's like the riff is a polyrhythm. Like the rhythm of the riff is a polyrhythm, and then within the riff, he's going like basically like 3 2 1 2 3 2 1 3, and it's just ending up wherever it ends up. So it's 2 polyrhythms in one, and I'm like, yo, this is like music from another planet. Like
Right.
this is
It's
like
crazy,
Like
yeah.
Martians are like, yeah, check this shit out. Like it's like we got 4/4, but then we have another rhythm, and then the riff is another rhythm. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
this is crazy.
Oh, hey, check it out. We got 2 brains. Let me check this. Let me throw this shit on you real
The,
quick.
the Anunnaki come back and they're like, dude, this is our elevator music.
yeah, it's just,
Yeah,
they
totally, yeah.
they hum it all sick. Like,
Oh man.
yeah, it's nuts, man.
Well,
Well,
totally.
So I guess we should maybe try and steer this into how we usually do it,
Yeah, Tuesday.
you know?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
this is totally cool. I love how we've been just free balling it the whole time. But let's get some of your real stories, Scott. Like, take us back to, I mean, you're obviously super into your instrument, so it makes me even more intrigued to get back to your beginnings. But even before your beginnings with your instrument, we like to find like when music clicked with you and became something different than just music. It was something, it became like important at that point, like you started paying attention.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, my dad, he showed me metal for sure. And he was always into, like, we would go buy the CDs. He had White Pony with Deftones, and then what am I talking about? Tool, and then what is that? You got Deftones on right now?
I'm
Well,
muted.
you're
I
muted.
decided to mute myself right there, but I have that
Oh.
Ohm shirt on.
Oh, sick! Yeah. So yeah, he showed me a lot of Korn. I remember listening to Follow the Leader with him. So I was already like metal and Metallica.
And how old are you at that time?
I must have been like 9 or 10 or something like
Okay.
that. It was just, I just always heard it. Like I've never not heard Deftones. You know what I mean? I think I grew up always like, for working, and if he's working on a project in the garage, that music was always blasting, and we're always listening to metal stuff. And then his brother, I liked metal and stuff. I was into the music or whatever. And his brother, my uncle, he offered to give me guitar lessons when I was like 11 or 12 or whatever. So, he lent me a guitar. It was like this fucked up Telecaster that like his friend like took it was all fucked up. They like removed the lacquer and they were going to repaint it, but they never did. So it's like this shitty, ugly guitar or whatever. I remember playing that. And then, I went to Niles Canyon near Fremont. That's at this place called Allegro Music. That's where he would give me guitar lessons. And then I think it was the first or second lesson. He brought this bag full of music, full of burnt CD. I spent like quite a while burning me CDs or whatever. And he gave me the entire Led Zeppelin discography, Jimi Hendrix discography, David Bowie, and the Beatles. And he was just like, a part of taking lessons is you got to know this music super well and just listen to it a lot. And I definitely like I took it seriously, and I think that's when music clicked for me. Was just like listening to, like, immersing myself in this music, and then also learning the music on the guitar. I was just kind of like, this is it. I love music. I love learning about it, and how, like, just those 4 or 5 bands, they're so different from each other, and there's so much depth to them, and it really clicked for me. And then at the time, I also was still keeping up the metal vibes or whatever. Like, I had heard, I think a year later, I had heard Necrophagist. Hi Noob just called out Allegro Music. Hell yeah. That's where I used to get guitar lessons there. But I think that got me into music, being obsessed with learning music. And then actually, it was Ozfest 2005. I had already been into Trivium. Like, that was my first introduction into kind of like screaming music or whatever. I was really into Trivium and a little bit of Necrophagist, randomly, like the 2 different bands. But I just remember hearing Necrophagist and being like, this is crazy. Like, it was just like the most extreme thing I had or whatever. And I wanted to go see Trivium because they were playing Ozfest. And then basically, I just thought it was my duty. If I'm going to go to Ozfest, I have to listen to every single band that's going to be appearing on Ozfest. So I figured out a way to, like, pirate or buy, mostly pirate, every single band. So I listened to, like, Between the Buried and Me, and I can't remember the full lineup, but it was like The Haunted, and it was just like an adrenaline shot of, like, metal.
Dude, I was just saying, you got a deep download going.
Was that Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden back to back headlining? Yeah, I was at that show, the Mountain View show at the Shoreline.
Yeah, I was there. So sick. And I was a huge fan of Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden. In fact, it's funny, that reminded me, the first time I ever really heard something metal, it was when my friend got one of those, like, where you order a catalog and they send you like a whole group of CDs or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the album it's Killers, where it's just Eddie on the front, and it's like he's all just standing there with the axe or something like that, and someone's got his hand. Well, his mom saw that and was like, you can't have this shit. And so he gave it to me, and I didn't, like, show my parents, but I listened to it over and over. And that was, like, the first time I was, like, into, like, I didn't even know what it was. I just, like, listened to it. And when you're that young, I think you're just like, yeah, music, and you just get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that original album has a different singer than Bruce, right?
The first 2 Iron Maidens, Paul Di'Anno is the singer. You're talking about Killers with the axe.
Yes.
And then the first album is just kind of the zombie guy, like, on the front. They're all Eddie.
Yeah.
But it's just like kind of the hair. He's just but like the Killers, he's like doing the motion with the axe.
Yeah.
Sure.
So definitely was into all those bands. So I had to go to Ozfest, and then, of course, seeing all the other opening bands. There was a bunch of death metal, prog metal, and all that stuff. Like, jumped in, and then
Mastodon
literally
played that one.
Oh, they did. I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
But Black Dahlia Murder played, and A Dozen Furies played. I remember Black Dahlia played.
Okay.
That's so crazy hearing that Ozfest was like that for your generation, when it was all new metal for us, you know?
Yeah. And
Shadows
it was
Fall
like a few
was
years
there.
before.
Mudvayne,
Shadows Fall.
Slipknot.
In Flames, right? In Flames played.
Yeah, I
I'm pretty
remember
sure.
that.
Mudvayne.
It was a good show. I remember Bruce Dickinson and Sharon Osbourne. That was when they were beefing. So, like, Bruce was talking some shit on stage during Iron Maiden's set.
Show?
That's
It
right.
was like right in the middle of that. Like,
She
when
turned
they were
her
beefing
power
over-
off in the middle of the show, dude.
I don't know if that happened at our show, but it was
I don't
like
remember
it
that.
That was the
leading
San
up to that.
Bernardino show, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not the first time
My,
she's had beef with somebody, right? She had beef with System of a Down. She
really?
sounds like she's
Yeah.
a tough
Jesus.
woman to work
Well,
with.
let's just not get into that. Yeah. Anyways,
Dude, the stream gets pulled.
I know we don't want to even go there.
She has beef with Twitch. I'm just kidding.
Let's just not.
Jack Osborne is in the chat now.
No.
Yeah.
But
Jack Osborne in the chat.
Yeah, right now we love Ozzy. Come on, you know.
yeah, just remembering as we're talking about it. Yeah, I remember that Ozfest was pretty huge to get into metal music, and then my friend invited me to go hang out with his family in Fresno, and we went to a show where it was Job for a Cowboy, Animosity, From a Second Story Window, and Cattle Decap, and it was at I can't remember, but so I'd been into metal and Iron Maiden and Trivium and all that shit, and then went to Ozfest. And I was like, this is fucking sick, and then went to that show, and then it was over. It was done. I was death metal guy for forever. Yeah, just watching Animosity and Job for a Cowboy and From a Second Story Window. They don't get much love anymore, but they put on such a crazy show, and it was just like this is where I belong. And
That band
and,
actually came
yeah.
out of the ashes of a band called End of All, if I'm not mistaken, which was also
Oh.
dope. Yeah,
I didn't know
which
that.
also ties in with All Shall Perish, where they
That's
also
right. That
had a
was the
band.
original.
They had, but it's two separate bands. The from a second story window actually is a separate End of All. Either way, both.
Oh, a
their
separate End of All. Okay.
Yeah, and but both of those End of Alls are actually sick. So if you,
Damn.
I think the End of All Shall Perish might have like a fetus on the cover. They were almost like more death metal leaning at the time.
Well, I mean, I know Ben was obsessed with Dying Fetus. Like,
Yeah.
Like Wage Slaves was straight up just Ben like making a Dying Fetus riff for All Shall Perish. That's what he told me, at least.
They were a sick band. They were like more Skinless style too back in the day.
Right, you're right.
If you find that demo, it's like you get kind of Skinless vibes and shit. And it was at the pound. I'm bringing up the pound again, but seeing it at the pound in that environment, it was fucking dope. And then yeah.
That was like just before kind of me being able to get into all that. Antagony too, Carlos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally.
Shit's sick.
Loved all that shit, dude.
I talked about
Animosity. Fuck, man.
We did the Animosity. It was a Decrepit Birth Animosity. I've talked about it kind of recently, but it was Decrepit Birth Animosity Antagony, and they went to. Anyways, long story short, because I've said it before, they went to Price is Right, and they were trying to get us to go with them, and we were like, yeah, and I was like. We were all like, woke up in the morning. We're like, let's get fucking. We were like big stoners back then. Let's go get burritos, dude. Fuck this.
Yeah.
And we went and got burritos, and then
you.
fucking Carlos got fucking on the show. Was literally won a mini trailer on Price is Right with Drew Carey, and I was like,
oh my god,
dude. Like,
I think I remember that.
Yeah, it's like it's all over YouTube. It's just like they all have like Animosity shirts on. They're all tie dye, and like Leo's got this like wolf like shirt on that like opens and closes and stuff. Yeah. It like has it's
with
like a flap.
The moon?
It had like a flap that was like a 3D one where he could like flap it. So he was like, it was like the mouth was opening, and he was still like boom, like they're all like Carlos, like come on down. He just shows Leo going like, what's up? Yeah.
I'll bring that up to Carlos. I still talk to him all the
totally.
time.
No, I heard about like I think like taxes and stuff. Like once you win something on there, it's almost like not if it's not like that grandiose that you're winning, it's like almost not worth because you have to pay the.
It's like a burden. They're like,
taxes.
Here's all this shit, but now you have to spend hella money in taxes.
Right. Yeah, they're like, here's this $30,000 car, and you're gonna have to pay 8 or 9% on that. By the way, so
exactly. So here's a new tax bill.
Can you take cash value? Can you just take cash value? And
that'd be sick, right?
Cash value, and then they take the taxes, and then you just take your fucking lump sum.
Oh no, I mean I think so. I mean, or you could just take it and sell it and just pay it off and have like a few grand or something like that. But anyways, so yeah, you went to those shows back in the day. Casey's found out the banner how to work banners. So yeah, you went to see those shows.
Fucking figure it out.
So I mean, actually knowing those band influencers you're talking about, like, and noticing like how fucking insane of a guitar player you are. Like, you have all the shredder influences. You have like, you're trying to play fucking last night you're trying to play the Jason Becker song on the David Lee Roth album. I fucking can't think of the song name right now.
It's Showtime. Yeah,
it's Showtime. Like, you have all the like shredder like stuff down, but it started with Deftones, and it started with like. So where did it become from like new metal to like learning? Because honestly, whatever. I don't think Herman's listening. You shredded Herman, in my opinion. I know Herman's amazing. He's an amazing guitar player.
He's a showman, man.
Sonic Firestorm has like literally changed my life. And but like watching you improvise.
Wait, real quick. We listened to that on tour a ton, right?
Totally. Album. But watching you improvise, Scott, I was like, holy shit! Like, you were so tasty. And I was watching Herman's face while you were doing it, and he was just going like, fuck. He was like sitting there just like he was eating a sour candy every time you started fucking jamming. He's like, damn, that's tasty,
that's
dog.
sick, dude.
Yeah, no, I was like watching you like the
Cali, man.
No, totally. I mean, I know that's got to be fucking actually nerve wracking. You're sitting in Dragon Force dude's fucking like live like studio, and you have to just improvise over a bunch of stuff. And just watching the techniques that you're learning there, I was like, holy shit! Like, this guy's got like all the advanced like gnarly techniques. Like, there's nothing Deftones about this, is what I'm getting at. Like, when did it become like like when you started like pushing your craft and starting getting like just basically excelling?
For sure. I mean, talking about this, it's all kind of coming back or whatever. But like I said, after that show in Fresno, that's all I want to do is be in a metal band or whatever. So basically got together what is the pre version of Fallujah. And then, but I was still taking guitar lessons. So I was kind of like writing metal music, and it kind of started off as kind of deathcore with breakdowns or kind of black metal. It was just easier to play, and then slowly moved to the riffs. And I always loved Necrophagist, was obsessed with Necrophagist. Just the solos were just so crazy or whatever. And it was just something I couldn't, I don't know, figure out. It was just crazy. I think there's a video on YouTube of me playing the Epitaph, or trying to play the Epitaph solo when I was like 15. It's like right in that time where I had just gone to those metal shows, was getting into these metal bands. And so I was writing music for Fallujah, trying to like, you know, in my head, I was like, we have to be as good as the big bands or else no one will take us seriously or whatever. So I was really just pushing myself to make the best music I could with the brain I had or whatever. So kind of everything that I was doing guitar wise was just to get better to write music for the band or whatever. So I was getting guitar lessons specifically to seek out tones and information on how I can make my music better. And you know, I kind of grew out of my uncle giving me guitar lessons, and he recommended me to a jazz teacher. And I kind of thought, okay, maybe like, you know, jazz is cool or whatever, but there's like things like, I don't like jazz music. I don't want to make jazz music, but there's these really dark tones in there that like, oh yeah, if I knew how to do that, I can mold that into metal music and make it all cool and stuff like that. And so I would go to my jazz teacher, and he would just kind of do what a jazz teacher does. And he says, you know, get this real book, and we're going to learn these chord tones, and then you need to do dictation and transcribe all these like old standards or whatever. And I really put a lot of effort into that, because I'm hoping like if I get through all this kind of beginner stuff, I can start getting to all the weird dark tones. And I did kind of get into that and kind of chord progressions, but it never really connected to the way I wanted to do stuff with metal quite yet. So I kept seeking out teachers, and I even got lessons from Chris Story for a few months, and maybe like 4 or 5 months. I would go to his place in Oakland, or I used to go to Soundwave Studios. Do you guys know Soundwave?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
definitely.
In Oakland, yeah, we would go hang out there, and I was like young, and he's just like, I don't know, it was a trip to me. Like I was like, wow, this is crazy. And I would show him, like I literally showed him the solo in Epitaph, the solo in Stillborn One, and I'd be like, okay, here's Muhammad playing, and then right here it changes. Like, what is happening here? Why does it get so insane sounding, like nothing I've ever heard before? And I did the same exact thing to my jazz teacher, and they would both just go like, I don't know, that shit's crazy. Like,
yeah.
Like, that's crazy, man. Let's practice this thing over here. And Chris was awesome. Chris helped me with my right hand. Like I used to play all backwards with my thumb, because I have weird thumbs. I go like this. You know what I mean? So when I grab the guitar, I got the opposite thumbs. I can't I can't go back at all.
Well, how do they sit natural? Okay, they don't sit like that.
Okay, naturally they kind of just sit like that. But when I squeeze
you have a toasting
things,
thumb.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
exactly.
Okay.
So when I would squeeze the pick,
They
I would hold it
hyperextend more than normal. Yeah.
Yeah. So he fixed that back to normal. So and then he also taught me all my kind of like base level, how to become proficient. Like he showed me, he was basically getting lessons from Rusty Cooley while I was getting lessons from him. So I was just getting watered down Rusty Cooley information or whatever, which I was totally cool with.
The Rusty trickle down, dude.
Dude, yeah. I mean, that guy insane. But it was still like, I still was like, fuck, I want to know how to do this Necrophagist shit. And then Christian Munzer, who wrote those solos that I really like, he just came out with music with Obscura, and someone was like, dude, the guy from Necrophagist in that band, like people knew that my friends knew that I liked Necrophagist, so they were telling me, yo, he's in Obscura. I said, fuck it, and I just messaged him on MySpace, like, Christian, yo, dude, I've been trying to learn your music for so long, like, do you teach guitar lessons? And I was just too stupid to read his bio. His bio literally says, I teach guitar lessons, hit me up here. And he's like, yeah, of course, man. And so that was when I was around 17. It was like 16 or 17 that I started getting lessons with Christian. And that's really when everything kind of went to the next level. And it happened as I was making Fallujah's first album. And that album is completely influenced by what Christian was showing me. And he essentially took his solos that I really liked and just broke it down like, okay, like, yes, there is a method that I'm using. And I'm like, oh shit, there really is just like earlier I was saying with Mike Gilbert, like I'm hitting up Mike Gilbert, like, what were you thinking? Like, how did you choose those notes? And Mike is just like, I just did it. I'm just like, fuck, dude. Like, what? you just have to be amazing, I guess. Like, but Christian was like, no, this is what I do. I take, like, when the rhythm guitar is playing this, maybe it's playing the lower part of the chord, like the 1 and the 5. Like, I extend it by playing an arpeggio that plays the 5, 7, and the 9, or maybe I'll play the 7, 9, and sharp 11. And I'll give this Lydian sound. And I'm like, oh, dude, this guy's using like jazz fusion stuff. So he explained all this, and it was like a 2-year period, and we would stop when Obscura would go on tour. It was like right during Cosmogenesis, and he was breaking down all the solos from that album, like Universe Momentum and Anti-Cosmic Overload. But yeah, essentially, showed me how to do that, and then showed me where he got those techniques from, which was fusion guitar players like Greg Howe. Greg Howe was the biggest one. And he's instantly was just like, you need to go listen to Greg Howe and listen to Introspection and Parallax, and just I just listened, and I got obsessed over those albums.
Why have I never heard that name before? Greg Howe.
Greg Howe, oh dude,
is he from another band, or is he just a solo dude?
Well, he's just solo dude, but he did kind of make a name for himself when he played for Michael Jackson back in the day. He did a tour with them.
You ever heard of him? Michael Jackson?
I heard of that guy.
Was that Janet's brother?
Yes,
Janet's brother.
Janet.
Okay.
Janet's brother, yes.
Got it.
Dude.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. And so he got me into the fusion world of guitar, and then that's kind of where I think that kind of leaves me where I'm at kind of right now. It's just kind of like metal that really wanted to sound like Necrophagist. So asking Christian, he showed me fusion guitar, and then, to me, that's like the pinnacle of like music on guitar, being able to like comp chords and improvise and like whip out chord tones whenever you want, and like impose like chords on the upper structure of chords and give off these like interesting alien like sounds. And that got me into Alan Holdsworth. And
sick.
Yeah.
I can hear it in your playing for sure. It's dope.
That's literally,
That's awesome.
I say that I know about fusion, and then I just cite McLaughlin,
He's awesome,
fucking Holdsworth, and Mahavishnu Orchestra. Those are the 3 things that I say, and I'm like, dude, yeah, I know about fusion, dude.
Yes, dude. Yeah, the Mahavishnu, that was a good one. I had that CD in my truck. One of them, I can't remember what it was.
Birds of Fire.
That was pretty trippy.
Intermounting Flame, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just,
But the Holdsworth
Low
shit
tone.
tripped me out because it's like, all those clean breaks that you hear in Cynic, that's totally Holdsworth influence, dude.
Straight up.
You heard the Faceless? That was kind of big too. Like, I was listening to the Faceless, and I was like, what the fuck? And then, I'm like doing my research, like, what is Michael listening to? And like, first thing he's referencing is Alan Holdsworth and the album Secrets or whatever. And it's just like, all right, here we go. And then the same thing with Frederick Thornall, like it's connected.
Yeah,
I gotta just throw out, like, just kind of jumping around since we are anyways, this Fallujah song that stood out to me, like, listening today, and I was like working at home and then like rocking it out, and then like the song came on, I was like, oh shit, it made the hair stand up on my toes and my sandals, and dude, the song
was it?
Sanctuary, bro.
Oh wow, that's the new
Undying
album.
Light. Yeah,
Wow.
that song starts with the blast beat, right?
Yeah, it's
And like, dude, and I was like, all right, yeah. I mean, because I love all of it, but I was just like, okay, this one's perked up my ears a bit, and
That's sick.
but it's a really good song. There's other ones too that are really sick too that were standing out to me, but that song is really cool. It's a really good one.
Yeah, that's like the phase of the band where I just wanted to be more like Animosity and less of the synth stuff and more just kind of angry, Deftonesy, Tool, kind of like even Alice in Chains almost,
Sure.
kind of just like
yeah.
I wanted
Speak
that
my
really,
language.
that grungy, just kind of nasty, dark tones, maybe even a little like a bit of death or whatever. And yeah, that song kind of is a good example of that record or whatever. But man, I can't wait to show you guys the new one. The new one is absolutely different.
Oh,
than
that's
that.
right.
It's full on tech.
Well,
tech
we were
nerdum.
talking to Andrew
Yeah.
about that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're all pretty stoked on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a
Just
question for you
recorded it.
because
Yeah.
the way you reacted to that, because I'm like a later, probably a year and a half ago, I started listening to Fallujah, and I was like, what the fuck was I doing? Why was I not listening? I was like all mad at myself. I was like, because I'm like just old man now, like not like trying to find new things, and
For sure,
and this
yeah.
podcast kind of made me dive back into
me
like
too.
finding new
Hardcore,
things and stuff like
yeah.
that. But I've heard people, you said like, oh, off the new one, really? So
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
heard
yeah.
people. I've heard people. I mean, and it's I haven't done my deep dive in the new one as much as the old stuff, but I have listened to the new stuff too, and I fucking didn't think there was that much. It wasn't like it was still like fucking the same fucking rad shit to me. But I think someone told me that maybe there was like a kind of like a not as I mean, it wasn't like what you guys expected from the reaction.
yeah.
Maybe because it
It
was
was-
different, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know what I expected for reaction, but it was definitely like a departure for me. Like I had the same lineup and the same elements that I had to work with in the band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as far as who was in the band and what did everybody want, and then I was kind of like free from that, and it was kind of just like, okay, I like, because that's like this has been my only way to have musical output for my entire time being a guy in a band or whatever. So it was like, okay, like I told you guys all the influences I had, like it's a lot more than just like death metal riffs, and at the time I felt like if it was just like I started seeing people kind of doing the same thing that we were doing, and I was like, God, it's kind of annoying, and like I really just want to separate and just kind of just depart from it, and like really it was just like to tickle my artistic fancy, you know what I mean, like fully.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I don't regret anything for sure. People were just like some people are like, I love this. Some people are like, no, or whatever. But it's just like no regret. I literally had to do that record. I don't think I could have made the record we just finished without doing that first. And it was, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it just shocked people because it was just like, I'm going this way with this.
Yeah,
I
you don't
want-
want to
that's
be
the-
cornered
that's
in a
the
box.
point. That's the
Yeah.
point. I'm going this way. If you guys want to come with me,
Yeah.
I'm down. If not, sorry, this is where I have to go. That's how
Yeah.
it should be as an artist, dude. And fuck yeah, dude.
Dude,
Go
yeah.
orange to that, dude, for sure.
Yes.
But I wanted to get back to the earlier stuff just on the timeline because I remember being in college, finding you guys on MySpace when you guys just had the demo songs that were going to be Harvest Womb songs.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing that and just being like, oh, this is just like the next step after Decrepit Birth, like the melodic death metal, technical death
Dude.
metal, progressive death metal. Like you guys absorbed the influence, but you took like a different spin, and you guys had the 7 strings back when 7 was like a little new still. And
Right.
I remember just being super fucking stoked on you guys, and I went to the Harvest Womb CD release show
At the boardwalk
at the Boardwalk.
and DNA
And
Lounge. Right.
I think actually, okay, maybe it wasn't the release show because I remember it being somewhere in like Walnut Creek or East Bay something.
Oh,
But I remember
Red
it
House,
being,
maybe.
I think it might have been Red House. But so I was like super stoked on Harvest Wombs, and I said this all to Andrew, of course, when he was on here. So I wanted to like just hear a little more, and I remember you just wrote up a little thing about it because you did like a 10-year like retrospective on the album. So yeah, dude, that was just a huge album for me, and I remember showing everybody. I'm like, this is the next big band, dude. Check it out. These guys are gonna be the next big band. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's funny you said Decrepit Birth. I mean, we were like, I was obsessed with Diminishing Between Worlds. Like, did like every time we were heading to a show, that's the album we were listening to. Just like Matt Sottelo's fucking sick, kind of like new death, shoulder shit, but like the future of it. And yeah, I just love the way that sounded, like fast music with like leads on top of that. And at the same time, like while I was making that music, I had Christian Munzer as my teachers, and I'm, like I wanted to impress him. I wanted to show him that, like, yeah, I'm taking what you're showing me, and then also I had this other pressure of like, this is, I'm like, I've been into bands for a long time, and you love your bands, and you're thinking about, okay, Necrophagus, like they had Onset, and then they had Epitaph, you know what I mean, or like they had Onset as their first record. It's like, what? Like, you know what I mean? So I thought, like, I can't fuck this up at all. Like, this has, like, if this is going to be a thing that I want to do, like, this first record has to be, like, insane, and it can't sound like it's coming from, like, a 17-year-old person or whatever. So I remember just putting so much work into it, like, crazy, like, months and months and months. Like, you couldn't really hang out with me unless you, like, sat next to me while I was doing it. Like, that's how I hung out with people. Like, you want to come over while I work on the computer? Like, for many, many months, like, fucked off school so bad, like just barely got that done. Like, yeah.
I mean, Diminishing was, I mean, that's when I was hanging out with Decrepit, was like going from Antime Begins to Diminishing. And that was like obviously a huge change in the sound, going from like, Condemned to Nothingness to fucking, so like they're more melodic shit. And so they were going through a little bit of that, those like, fuck it. This is Matt's like, this is what I want to play. I want to play this music. This is what speaks to me, and I'm going to do it.
Well,
And,
real quick, just to add to that, because not a lot of people know, but those "And Time Begins" songs were like 10 years old.
Really?
So by the time they were recorded, Matt's like, "Fuck, dude, I'm already past that. I want to play different. I've already been playing different shit. This is the shit
I
that I
didn't know
want to
that.
record now." Yeah, Decrepit Birth was like a 10-year-old band before "And Time Begins" came out.
Wow. Tim Young.
I mean, it was
played
like a
drums
high
on it.
school. It was like a high school. I mean, so we had Tim Young on the podcast. They just basically, you know, he was the gnarliest drummer at the time. You know, it's like there wasn't like a internet to find people really. It was basically just like, all right, well, he played on this album, and he's in this magazine, so we're gonna hit him up and see if he can do or wants to do it. And basically just flew him out to fucking Santa Cruz and Tim Young's like, what the fuck? He talks about it on our episode with him. He's just like, Jesus Christ, guys, like what the fuck? Like he's down to do it, but he's like, this shit's so like crazy. This is like, there's these old, after I do this, he's doing like part by part because he was like, this is insane. He's like, I don't think anyone's gonna be able to play this shit. And it was before like drum machines were like in bands and stuff, so it was like, he's like, cool, I'll do it. And then obviously Casey, I was with him on his first tryout for Decrepit, and he blew everyone's mind. But no, it was no, basically it was like this unplayable, like this drum, like, you know, standard that had been set, just like, oh, here's the bar, like, is anyone gonna be able to do this now, you know? And like, it was basically just this grand. I mean, because if you listen to the old Decrepit Birth demos, they're at fucking like 180 beats per minute. So like
the old
like
ones, yeah.
Yeah, the prelude just all
before there was a drummer.
It's like to hear that.
It was more like Decrepit.
Italian drums.
No, I mean, it's more deprecated.
Well, you're talking about different.
Like
well, that's the original
slammy.
demo.
I'm talking about
with actual
Decrepitated
drums,
Tormentation. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
God damn.
That was with Kevin Talley on drums, right? That demo.
That was the demo. That was like the first.
Oh,
demo.
Kevin Talley, yeah.
If you bought a SOD magazine at that time, you would have got a Unique Leader compilation with that song on it, dude.
That's right.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah,
that's right.
And it had early Spawn of Possession. It had everybody on that. I actually have a copy of that somewhere.
Damn.
Didn't have a case that it came in, so it's in like one of those booklets. I don't know. The young kids don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. We had to put our CDs in booklets if we wanted to travel with them.
Dude, R.I.P. Eric, man. Fucking
R.I.P. Eric,
Deeds
dude.
of Flesh.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah, dude, that was a tough hit for the fucking scene, for everything, dude.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those legends that's gonna, go for a long, long fucking time, dude.
Dude, of what's to come, man. Holy shit, bro. That album.
Yeah, I hope that the Cali scene gets talked about, decades from now still, and Eric still gets brought up as like the
definitely, dude.
The head of it, and like making it all happen, or it really setting the foundation for everything to come afterwards,
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of up to us to just keep like saying like this is the guy that did it, like. And I know that when you go to Europe, they talk about Cali death metal, like they say it like that, like it's Cali death metal. It's like it's for sure a thing, but yeah, maybe we just got to remind people, especially with Deeds of Flesh, man, that band is underrated. I think
totally, dude.
Those dudes are fresh.
Someone
dudes
asked a
are
question.
Fresh. The deeds are fresh, dude.
Justin
Dudes are
asked,
fresh.
Dudes are fresh. Yeah. He asked the question, wasn't Matt in Deprecated for a while before the release of And Time Begins? Yes, that is true. He was in Deprecated. He lived in San Diego for a while. I don't know what the years were,
With
like
Derek
early,
Boyer,
yeah,
late 90s, I guess.
I was gonna push that in there. Like I remember Matt
Something like
telling
that.
me, or maybe even said it on the podcast. But like after being with Deprecated, the riffs that became Decrepit Birth were already being written at that time after Deprecated.
Oh
stopped.
yeah, for sure. Even like before that.
So when I said a 10-year band, it wasn't really a 10-year band. I'm saying like the ideas that became Decrepit Birth were a decade old.
I think he already even had the name, like, or even they had songs that was like 94, 93, or I don't know. I want to say like mid to early 90s they were started Decrepit, or maybe somewhere around there.
Bro, what a sick name, dude.
What a sick name.
Yeah.
Dude,
We should, the sickest thing ever is just having Bill like tell you what it means. Like, when he
I didn't know
like I
Did
tried
it
to
mean
do it on the
something?
podcast when they first came on, and I was like, Bill, like tell him, and it's like, dude, I've heard him say it so many different ways and times and stuff, and it's so great. And it's the best is when you're like jamming and everyone's hanging out and doing their thing, like relaxing, you know what I'm saying? And like and Bill just starts going on about it, and then Matt's like, yeah, but like this means that, and then like, remember that lyric of this on the Bill's like, oh yeah, and they like together they're like this mind that is Decrepit Birth. It's like insane. Like Bill and Matt are like,
I always took it literally,
you know.
and the imagery that would pop in my mind was
yeah,
the Total Recall baby stomach character, because it's like this like decrepit looking baby, you know. So I was just like,
oh that guy. Oh, what's his name
like-
in
I don't
Total
know.
Recall? What's the name?
Oh, what
dude?
it was it fucking?
Is it Kane or something or like
something
what-
like that?
We'll go
hom-
Frank.
Or is that
Yeah.
or is that
I gotta
fucking
rewatch
Ninja
it.
Turtles? Am I getting it
No,
mixed up?
no. Kane was
The brain in Ninja
Ninja
Turtles in the stomach.
Yeah, you're right. But
Yeah.
yeah, whatever the fucking thing was. But I always thought that, and then later on it was like Benjamin Button, like being born old, being born old, dude.
My God, yeah, I remember in high school writing to try to make the logos on my whatever fucking folder I had or for school. But I remember writing out Decrepit Birth and then Waking the Cadaver, and then like a few other. And my teacher's like, Scott,
Yeah.
can you stay after class today? And I was like, what the fuck's this all about? And I stayed after class, and she's like, I saw what was on your folder, and like, do you need like counseling or like, do you need to talk to somebody? Like, this is some really dark stuff you're talking about. Like, I was like, no, this is music. Like,
Yeah.
It's so funny, like the death metal scene, like you know, like when you first see that stuff, especially because my brother, like in the, you know, I was born in '84. I was probably, I don't know, 1991 something when I started seeing like death metal for the first time.
Okay.
And my dad was just all Primus, Frank Zappa, stuff like that. He was all about like
sick.
all kind of like, you know, more progressive, old school '70s Rush stuff like that. And when I would see the death metal stuff on screen, my brother would put on the screen shit, whatever, the VHS or whatever,
Yeah.
probably before that. But it looks so aggressive and mean and just like, ugh. I was like, Jesus, this is like not my genre. My dad was like, fuck this shit in my ear. He's like, I'm like 9 years old. He's like, this shit fucking sucks, dude. and because he's like, he's always on the playing bass and shit and like, you know, old school,
Yeah.
you know, like playing the classic rock shit and that's what he's into. And
For sure.
but yeah, I mean, the fucking shock of hearing someone going "Brr," into a mic is probably like pretty, like, it's not, I mean, especially before it was even really done, when the early 90s, it's just a shock to the system to like,
Dude,
to
yeah.
take that as music. But like, then you go to shows. I grew up and went to shows, and I was like, remember my first death metal shows, like Cannibal Corpse and like
wow.
at Slim's or something, and I was like, all right, dude, here we go. We're going into the fucking the growl territory, dude. Here we go. and everyone was super fucking nice, and it was like everyone's smiling, having fun, and like there was the people there that are like, they're dressed to impress, like they're like, you know, they got the death
Yeah.
metal. They're like, they're
Got
death
the
metal. They're
fucking jackets with all the patches.
yeah, they're death metal. They're like, fuck you, poser. Those guys were there too. But at the same time, it was.
By the way, if
very-
I was into that, dude, I'd be all decked out in the sickest patches. I probably would like be dumping a shitload of money on eBay to find like old school sick bands that like nobody knew about.
dude, I kind of want to make a battle vest at the age of 37. Just start out at
Should
37.
we do it now? Should we fucking CADM
That'd be
these
sick.
motherfuckers?
I feel
I'm
like
down.
I just want to say real quick though. I feel like
No. It's got to be different, dude. I don't know. Maybe like
sorry, dude. Before we go on, I just want to say like I feel like it's interesting like how all these like different genres kind of collide like with death metal and like the kind of progressive-y different stuff like Cynic or all these different bands or even like like death metal bands or even Fallujah or something where I'm not like it's not like Cannibal Corpse gore lyrics or something like this.
Yeah.
There's all these like different like in betweens and stuff like that and like I don't know I think it's kind of funny how you get those like extreme reactions from those certain things. Like I remember having I think I had a Tomb of the Mutilated shirt, and like, I had like a
Mutilated.
Deicide.
that's a
I
ruthless
had
shirt
a-
to wear, dude. That's such a gnarly shirt.
I think I had a Serpents of the Light shirt or something. Like it was like Jesus all dissected on some shirt or something like that.
Yeah,
And it's like I'm like sick. It's a great shirt I could wear nowhere, But like,
Oh yeah,
but
back
I-
then. Yeah, back
But if
then
you
could
wear
not
it, you're just
that.
all you got to just stand by. Like here we go, dude. I'm wearing this shirt,
Dude.
and like,
And
or even
the
Tomb of the Mutil-
contrast.
I remember one time, oh dude, I went on it. Okay, I had the Bloodthirst shirt, and it was like that crazy creature with all the blood, and like it was like this like weird like combined species like malformality thing, the Bloodthirst cover. and it was like Gory's like eating this like there's like body parts all over it. And I went on a date like in a
You wore
Yeah.
that?
You wore that shirt.
oh for sure I did, dude. On a date
A good test.
at Balboa Park in San Diego. I was like in high school still, and it was like yeah right yeah, and it was like dude like I don't know whatever. I was like 17 or something, and like and the girls were cool. They were like into punk and stuff, but they were just like I remember I was like in the like dinosaur like like museum, and this girl like she like pulls the shirt down and she's just looking at it, just starts shaking her head like, what the fuck is that? And I'm all, it's Cannibal Corpse. Like, I don't know, it's cool, man. And she was just like, whatever. What the fuck?
Did you get a date?
You're like,
I
fuck,
didn't,
dude.
it didn't. Oh, and then that day we fucking saw Dan Eggers with his girlfriend. This is before we started Odious.
From
And-
Odious.
And he was wearing
it was a
Gorgasm
double.
shirt,
It was a
dude.
double date with me and Adam, who did the artwork on Synesthesia, like my old friend, with his
Yeah.
2 girls. Yeah, and then we like randomly saw Dan, and he was there. This is before we started Odious. We kind of knew who he was, and he's just there with a cowboy hat on, dude. Like,
He's playing the game,
Yeah.
dude. He's got
Like Morbid Angel.
he's all like
The
nice.
cowboy.
He's all nice shirt,
David
dude. Nice-
Vincent.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
It's
like- he's
David
like-
Vincent. Yeah, yeah.
He's like, dude, she really likes Garth Brooks, dude.
Dude. So, I,
yeah, yeah. He's
so I
all,
highly,
I'm in it to win it, dude.
dude, I highly recommend wearing Cannibal Corpse shirts to the first date. Like, definitely.
It's a good sign.
Every time.
Like, how do
Maybe
you
wear like a
react?
nice jacket, but like with that underneath, dude. you'd
Well,
be
nowadays it's more passable. My brother used to wear like was it Tomb of the Mutilated with the 2 corpses doing oral sex? Is that
Yes.
that?
This-
One
yes.
getting one getting oral, and then
Oh
they
yeah,
just
one.
tie
Yeah,
it
that
way.
was like my brother would wear that in like 90
Yeah.
whatever when it first came out, and like walking my mom's work with it, and my mom's like, "What the fuck? There's 2 corpses having like one corpse is eating another corpse out. Like what the fuck is
I
going?
remember you.
I had the
wrong with you,
infamous.
child?
yeah,
I know.
yeah,
If we're gonna
like-
talk about offensive T-shirts, I had the infamous Cradle of Filth nun masturbating shirt, and on the
Oh,
back
what?
it said "Jesus Christ is a cunt."
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Okay.
Hey.
I actually wore that to an Ozfest. What's up,
Oh
dude?
my god, I love
Dude,
it.
I know.
That's
I'm
so
sure they
sick.
hated you
Insane.
But yeah, no,
Yeah, that's
there's no way that I'd like wear that like around anybody who would be.
Oh,
That's
man.
that's a metal show only shirt.
Yeah.
That's not going to get your eggs and milk at the store shirt.
there.
Fuck
yeah,
it, dude.
Well, my favorite
My
thing was
eggs.
my favorite thing was all the like satanic shit, because I'm obviously not satanic. Like, obviously, who is satanic? I mean, whatever. If you
Right,
are,
right.
that's like really funny if you are. But like, because we're like, I'm not religious personally, but I respect people that are. Like, I don't have any
Sure.
problem with someone's religious. Like, it's no problem with me at all. It's all. I have a lot of friends that are religious. No big deal. But yeah, I just thought Deicide was so funny. It's like the Exorcist movie of death metal. You're like, dude, this is the gnarliest. Dude, listen to fucking Legion. Like, holy shit, dude. They're like,
Dude,
it's
his
like watching
face.
the scariest fucking most demonic movie. You're like, dude, they just kill it. So they're so good at that, dude. It's like, dude, Glenn
Aw,
Benton.
Nate, your parents tossed your shirts on.
Dude,
you,
I saw
bro?
that. What the
Really?
fuck, Nate?
Oh man.
That's
It just made you
fucked.
more metal. You're like, I'm buying more. Like,
Yeah,
this is
dude.
it.
But I've told this
That's
story
opposite.
before, but when I was in high school too, like I got like a mail order CD thing because like they had credit. They're like, get some CDs, and I like look in the back in the metal section. I'm like, I got like Butchered at Birth, like it was like
Sick.
I think I got Legion, and then I was like Incinerate Him was the new at the time, the new Deicide and all this.
Yeah.
And my parents just like sat me down and they're like, "Are you okay?" Like,
Oh, bruh.
and they're like
The
looking at the
first
mail.
song,
They're just like,
Bible Basher.
yeah, like all these
Or-
songs, like, well, but the word, I mean, Legion, just Satan spawned the cockodemon, and like, songs like that, hits
Yeah.
like that, my parents were like,
Dude,
It's like that.
they were just like, there's just something you need to tell us. Like, we thought everything was cool with
Bro.
you, and I'm all like, no, it's quite. I just think it's funny, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's great. It's awesome.
it's fucking sick. That's why.
Yeah, it's sick.
yeah.
It's sick
Honestly,
as
my
fuck.
parents never paid
Yeah.
enough attention to what I was listening to. They kind of just
Yeah.
like knew I'd go
Yeah,
into
yeah.
my room. They're probably happy that I'm in my room listening to music rather than out and not knowing what the fuck I'm up to.
Yeah,
For real. I mean, shit.
Rocking out to metal in my room by myself, like for a whole night. They're just like, oh, dude, I know where he's at.
It's
Just
a safe
imagine-
activity.
just imagine like boomer parents though, like, and we're kind of boomers to this
Yeah.
whole Twitch thing. But I mean, I use that term as just funny, like a light joke. But
Right.
imagine like because our parents, at least us guys, because I'm like 39, almost like So our parents are all for sure boomers and stuff. And like, dude, imagine them and their generation just like seeing those CDs though, like from back in the, like they're just like,
I can't imagine.
they just can't, they don't get it.
Oh,
Like,
for
they're
them, like burning a
what?
guitar like on stage. Was
Yeah,
like,
that
dude,
was
this dude
it. Yeah,
fucking
Jimi
broke
Hendrix.
a guitar on stage, dude. This guy.
Yeah, it was a rough sell.
He lit,
Oh, this is good, dude. Right here, Cannibal Corpse was a rough sell.
it was a rough sell.
Oh, it's super fun.
Cannibal Corpse, yes. Dying Fetus, dude. That one always gets a reaction.
Oh, dude, I have a story about
Dying
that too.
Fetus.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
I played that in
think
my
I
high school
definitely wore a
class.
hoodie over that shirt leaving
Yeah.
the house all the time, dude.
I played that in my art
Because
class.
I'm sorry, just their logo, like their newer logo, it's like there's no way you could pass it off. With the
Yeah, it's
old
still
logo where it's all
It's
death
bold
metal,
as fuck. I love it.
yeah, the old death metal one, you could just like passing glance and miss what it says, but no way with the new one, dude. They're just like, we definitely want you to read our logo.
It's like we are dying
and our-
fetus.
And our band is called Dying Fetus, dude.
Bruh.
Crying penis.
Crying Fetus, diabetes. What did we do? We actually
Diabetes.
did this recently. We're bringing
No,
a
actually,
tech-
so from
Penis.
with touring with Cephalic, so Cephalic would always be like, you know,
Oh,
trying
dude,
to
yeah.
find, they're trying to find like make fun of bands every time they go on tour with them. So like, it was dudes are fresh, dudes that felt,
dudes that fish.
dudes that fish. Fucking,
Was that Leonard? That sounds like
Oh,
Leonard.
yeah.
Mine.
yeah, it's totally.
Who I
Leonard.
can't find online. I want to nab him for a fucking.
Dude, you're not gonna get
interview, dude.
fucking Leonard online. He's worse than you online.
I
Dude.
know. I know. I
He's
have
funny.
the social things. I don't know how to work them all that well. You go to my Instagram right now, people. All you see is like coins, and you're like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Is this a
Coins?
fake account? Is this
You
a
have
fake
coins
account? You
on
have
there?
3 pictures of
Dude.
pirate coins, dude. No
Bro,
pictures
Leonard-
of yourself on it. But
Dude, that guy made me laugh so hard, man.
Oh yeah,
He's
Leonard
so
was
funny.
insane, dude. Scott, I'm
like-
sure you have a Leonard fucking story.
Dude, well, I mean, I remember we toured with him in Europe. My first Europe tour was with Havoc, Cephalic Carnage, and Suffocation. And dude, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a specific. So I guess I do have a couple of stories, but like, dude, when he would announce "raped by an orb" or whatever, he's like, "This song is about rape. Sorry if you got raped," and it's like goes into the song. Or dude, he would.
dude, you
He
remember
would go
like
around the tour. What?
no, sorry. I could keep going.
I was just saying he would go around the tour and he would like bestow 2 bottles to people that was like Jameson and vodka or like Jameson Jack and Split, and he would be like Scott in the middle, Scott in the middle. And we'd all gather around and they just force you to drink or whatever. He brought the insanity to the show, dude. He would just,
totally.
make sure everybody got fucked up and.
And it was always different every time. Like whenever he like went on stage, like his banter would change. Like
Yeah.
touring with him, it'd just be like this random story. He would just get all stoned in the background.
He even introed the songs to the. They did a split with Anal Blast. It was Cephalic Carnage and Anal Blast.
Oh,
and
wow.
he introed the songs like he would intro a live song and be like, "The song's called Phantom Farter. It's all about motherfuckers farting all the time and shit." And then it just start.
Dude, it was funny seeing his banter like only work for the American dudes in the crowd, like with the touring acts that were there because we're all Americans, and he's like trying to make Europeans laugh, and it's just going over their head every
Just
single
fucking
time.
cross
Dude,
arms
yeah.
so hard.
He's like, "Who here likes fucking beer?" And everyone's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Who likes tacos?" It would just be silence. He'd be like,
He'd probably take it for like, who likes avocados?
dude, yeah, he like thrived off of it. Yeah,
No, I love it. I love how he stuck with it too. That's what Leonard's just like a fucking genius, man. I always thought that guy, like watching his interviews. There's an interview with him, like with Bill from Decrepit Birth. It's like all freestyle, talking about like a helicopter. He couldn't play the show because the helicopter wouldn't fit on the landing pad of the venue, and that like he's not gonna. My drummer's not gonna strike the. He's not gonna strike the kit. He's not gonna strike the kit unless like our helicopter can like land on there. And they're just like, and just freestyling and fucking. I'm like sitting there crying, dude. It's like. He's just,
Dude, yeah.
he's literally
I
a
love
comedic
that.
genius.
I love the improv
Yeah.
aspect of it, dude, and I love that with comedy too, dude. Like just like freestyle, fucking funny, dude. All right. I didn't
What
see that
Max
was too
said.
much. I couldn't read it. It was too much and went away too fast. All right. When I saw Svalk at the pound, he was like, "Anyone who's got any weed, please meet me after the show. I need to get high. Yeah, dude, that's totally
that sounds
like
him, dude. Oh
all
my
right,
God.
stop with the drunk alert thing, dude. I fucking read that all right with one stumble, dude. Come on. It's not that
Drunk
bad
alert?
yet.
There's a drunk alert? That's sick.
Oh, yeah,
I got
dude.
an Anthony drunk alert.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So Folix, like, literally, I mean, actually, that's why I went to Psychofest. Which actually, if you guys ever have a chance to play that, please play it because I had a great time at Psychofest. Me and Dan
Okay.
Kenny went and fucking. It's like 4 different stages. It's basically at Mandalay Bay. It's like the House of Blues. It's the main huge place where like Exodus will play and like Mastodon, stuff like that. And there's an outdoor stage where Cannibal played, where it's got like a beach with like fucking a wave pool kind of thing with sand, and saw Cannibal, Dying Fetus, and stuff. And it was like literally like the coolest, because it's a festival if you want it to be a festival. It's not like you're stuck in a 60,000 person mass of people. It's like you can stay in your hotel room, and then we can go, like, me and Dan Kennedy were doing the our fantasy football drafts and then running into the fucking, like, we're all sports nerds. But just going to, okay, this band's playing at this time, run to this place, boom, watch the show, go hang out with these guys, boom. It's like it was one of the funnest, is funnest a word? One of the funner things I've ever done. But
I don't think
no,
funner is a word either.
I think
it was fun.
That
Yes.
just sounds sick.
Fun
I've
is-
never been.
most
Funnest,
fun would be most fun
funnest
would probably
is
be the
not a word,
correct.
is
It was
it?
a very fungible token.
Then Venerucci says Joel ditched me at Psycho.
Oh, did I?
If I knew how to
Not that
if I
Cali
knew how to
love.
work this thing, you would have had a
Sick,
little
dude.
thing at the bottom too, dude.
I'll put it on there.
I love the highlights. That's sick.
Joel ditched me at
Uh,
Psycho. What the fuck, dude? Why you
No,
leaving
Mac.
my homie?
No,
You left
Nate
my
was like,
homie Net hang.
no, that's not
My
true.
homie
Nate,
Nate
tell the
hanging?
truth. Nate, you know this
Tell
is
the
fake.
truth.
Like,
This
no,
is fake,
I
bro.
literally, he was there for like 9 minutes.
That Cali love, dude.
He was there for 9 minutes, told us he was not going to be there,
California
and I had disappeared for a little while, and then I came back, and then he was gone. So, anyways, Nate, tell the truth, you son of a bitch.
He's trying to roast you, dude. Put you on the
Just
spot.
like
What's
just
up,
like this
dude?
fucking Strandberg maple neck I just got. Check this thing out. I got.
Oh, what?
just
Yeah,
got-
show that off.
I randomly just went on Craigslist while I was driving to Sacramento, and I was like, "This looks pretty
Dude,
sick." And I
that's
just
dope.
bought. It was like $800, and I'm like, "It's usually
That's
$60."
Oh, that's a
cool.
sick ass
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, nice.
Yeah. I'm like,
Dude,
I'm
Dude, those
gonna get
necks are
Is
freaky.
that
I
one
like
of those
them.
weird,
Yeah.
like
Weird as fuck.
diagonal fucking like
Yeah, you can't
fret
really tell.
things?
Shit. I don't
It's
know.
got like, do you put your thumb on that spot? Like, I try
No.
because it feels like it's the thumb spot, but I just kind of like
see, that's-
couldn't get my hand. I couldn't get used to it, but it's a cool guitar. It's snappy sounding. It's pro.
When I
It's
posted it,
fucking
Mike
sick.
was just all like, "Yeah, like I get it." Like, give me like a paragraph. He's like, "I don't like them because I'm
So
like, yeah,
what,
I know
does
it's
it-
weird,
does it-
but like,
It's like
it
an
definitely."
indent for your thumb or something.
Well,
There's a
it's supposed to
thing for
be.
your
It's trying to
thumb
be
follow?
ergonomical or something like that. But the thing is, though, one thing I've noticed about it is that you're not like, because I was just playing freely on it and just watching my thumb, and it would go around it sometimes. It would be on it sometimes. It depended. Like chordal stuff, my thumb would be on the bump.
But
It would
how
be
could you
on
like
following
say?
the bump.
How could you say this will work with all hands? Because all hands are different. Like putting a path
yeah.
for a finger to follow semes kind of weird to me.
You don't have to follow it though.
I would say like find
Yeah,
the
you can go
position
under
where
it.
your thumb.
You can go under it. You can
that-
go over it. Yeah, it's doable.
but
Everything's
it
doable.
sounds. But it
Nate's
sounds like
got
it's
one.
something you gotta avoid if you're not down.
Oh, you saw it on. Oh yeah, I got you, man. Fucking. No, it was
Yeah, I
on
thought
a
it was
local
kinda- I didn't think it
Craigslist.
was weird.
So it's like you fucking left me at a show and you bought the guitar I was gonna buy, dude.
You suck, Joel.
Oh Jesus, I'm just the worst friend, I think.
So good. Damn.
Oh man. So talking about, so you guys are recording now. So as far as your like progression, I know we're going back into. I'm just gonna
Yeah, do it, man.
weeds for like 92 minutes. But as far as like like your style now, because obviously it changed from like like your brutal, whatever decrepit style stuff to like what you wanted it to be, and basically you've morphed over the years. And watching you play with Herman Lee and stuff, and that freestyle style that you have, it's getting like smoother, jazzier. I don't know. Where are you going with this new album? Like, what can people expect in the style change?
It's like essentially kind of went back to what I wanted to do as like a 17-year-old with that first album, but now I've got this brain, you know what I mean? I got this knowledge and years of experience on it, and I just wanted to make something that's like super dense and like like a tapestry of notes and music. And like on this album, when people finally get to hear it, I did a lot of counterpoint, which is something I never really did on other albums. That's kind of a new element that'll be kind of heard in the album, but it just makes it way more intense. And and it kind of, the people that I've showed, they're like, bro, this is epitaph kind of like certain sections, because it's like left speaker is doing certain accents and right speaker is doing accents, and they're harmonized. So in your headphones, it's like da 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 da. It's all like over. It sounds kind of crazy, and it's just the most riffy, the most dense album I've ever put together. And then the solos, I just went as hard as possible. I kind of just made it like, yo, this is like gonna go fully into it, and especially with the pandemic, no touring, and then kind of a little bit of the reaction from the last album. It was just kind of like, all right, you want to see some shit, bro? I'm gonna show you some shit. And I kind of had that fire in me while making it, and then doing the Twitch thing and just interacting with everybody. Like, it's really inspiring, you know, seeing people stoked on the music, like pushed it even further. So it's kind of, you know, the label, like Monty from the label, he says it's like a return to form, but like it's not quite. People are gonna say, oh, this is more like The Flesh Prevails or Harvest Wombs, or in Dreamless too, some of it. But to me, it's way more dense. There's way more riffs, and it's way more musical. I mean, the other albums, they're very musical and all, but for some reason this album just came out so well. Everybody's performance was just crazy. It just really felt like it just came together. Everybody hit their stride, and I don't know. There's a lot of things that are on the album that I don't want to announce yet that are really cool and surprising. I could tell you off the stream that you'd be stoked, but yeah, it's just super proud of it. It's super dense. It's super death metal and tech death metal, but it still has like these crazy ethereal parts, and the solos are for sure the best solos I've ever done, and the hardest solos I've ever made ever, for sure. They're kind of scary. I'm like, damn, yeah, set myself up for some stress, but yeah, just waiting now. I mean, the record's done. They have it. We're just kind of
it's all done.
Oh yeah, it's done. So it's, man, I was staying up till like 6 a.m. every single night just trying to finish it for like a year straight, man. It was crazy. I've never worked this hard on an album ever, for sure. Like 100%. It was gnarly.
That's awesome, dude. That's so awesome.
We'll see how it goes.
That makes me excited to hear it, dude. All of that poured into something you at least want to give it the respect, and I want to listen to that thing from front to back now. Just hearing what you said, dude.
Dude, let's throw a party,
stop
man,
it. No pauses. I'm gonna set a time where I can just watch it. I can listen to it. Where's the drunk alert thing,
dude? Yeah.
I almost said it. I almost got through it, guys. I almost did it, dude.
It's like, I can't wait to taste it, dude. I can't wait to taste it.
Maybe I should go pee and get another beer.
Wait, I see you rocking the Topo Chico. Let's go. Yeah.
I'm not supposed to. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're sponsored by Topo Chico now, right? Aren't you?
Yeah. They hit me up.
Kills your. It's better, way better than your White Claw bullshit,
dude.
Yeah, but I'm drinking 8% White Claw though. 8%.
Oh, you got
the White even Claw. Worse, dude.
I thought that was a Red Bull. I was like, you're lit right now.
Yeah, it's like Joel's just drinking Red Bulls like nonstop. Dude.
I'd prefer to not want to throw up with every sip of that thing. That thing's disgusting, dude.
Well, they don't taste good, but they're, in the morning when you have to use the restroom, it's a little nicer. I'm just going to say it like that.
I agree with that, dude. Drinking IPAs all night, for sure.
Yeah, Battle Forge coffee
that's
helps.
Brutal, man.
Battle Forge copy, dude. Fuck, dude. Battle Forge.
You should flash on the screen at certain.
Helps me on Friday mornings, no doubt, dude.
Oh man, me and Anthony have done these podcasts before, and then we'll like call each other and talk till like 3 a.m. And he's got to wake up at like 6. I got to wake up at 7.
And then I called you in the morning on the way to work, and we talked more, dude.
We're insane right now, but it's fine, right? This is fun. This is a fun headspace, right? This is good.
It's because we secretly do cocaine, and
no, we don't.
And Joel and I just don't sleep. We don't sleep after these things, and we just talking.
Yeah, we go to work on Friday, just like, hey, how you doing? Yeah. But dude, Scott, man, it's fucking rad to see. Like, literally, like you coming on the podcast today was like after joining the Twitch whole clan thing and seeing what's going on in there with Max. I jumped in with Max, like first you, then Max and Justin. And Max was all, dude, this is like a new thing. Like, this is cool that you guys are jumping in right now. I feel like it's like a brand new thing. Yeah. And watching like the way you do it, like if it's on, like if I'm at work, I'll just put it. I have this humongous like super widescreen. I'll put my work stuff on one side. I'll put you on the other side, or whoever's like going on Twitch, and it's like fucking rad. I'll just be like, I'll hear like a reference or something like that, and I'm like, fuck yeah, and I'll just type it in. You're like interactive with everyone, and I was like, fuck, this is like super fun, man. It's a really cool like
shit, man.
Yeah, you're breaking
I appreciate
ground,
you. Oh, dude, thanks, man. I mean, I appreciate you watching, dude. I'm just looking for something where I can interact with people, but also work on, music. That was always kind of the thing. And like when I was trying to find income, it was just like, my parents were trying to, I respect them trying to get me to college and all that stuff or another job, but it was just like, it was just killing me to do anything that wasn't musical or whatever. So it's like, finally I found this thing I could work on what I want to work on, and I don't have to do it isolated or whatever. Like, cause that's hard too. And I don't think you make your best music when you're just alone in a room. Sometimes you can, like Muhammad, or I don't know, people make great music, but for me, I need to interact with people and hear the feedback and all that stuff. And and at this point, I just want to grow it into a place that is for like appreciation of metal, and like just like what we're doing right now. Like I'm hoping people watch this, and if they haven't heard Odious Mortem or Decrepit Earth, or don't know who Eric Lindmark is, or Deeds of Flesh or Craig Peters and all that stuff, and just like let's just bring awareness to all this, because it's like it's like the new jazz. And then the other thing I thought was really cool about Twitch, and it kind of got me into the whole, like not just playing, but like playing stuff where it's kind of technically proficient, is like I was watching this kid play this game called Osu, which is basically Dance Revolution for your fingers or whatever. And he's got like, he's on Twitch, and he's made a really big name for himself. Kind of forgot his name, honestly. But I was watching.
Sick promo.
Sorry, bro. Fuck this shout out. But he was playing Osu, and he had like 2,000 people watching him. And it's cool to watch him because, he's playing like crazy, like anime techno, and his fingers are just like fucking flying. And it's a game where you have to move your left hand while you're doing your right hand. And it's just this crazy shit. And people are going off and going crazy. And he's like, all right, fuck, let's try an expert song. And then he puts on I'm watching him. It's been like anime techno this whole time. He's like, oh, this is a good one. And he puts on Cattle Decap, and he's like, I'm like, whoa, like there's 2,000 people watching death metal right now, and they're all loving it. And I'm like, okay, I think I understand like how we could sell death metal to people better. Like you said, when you hear it, you hear the brutal growls and shit, and like your parents are like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But you go see it at a show, and you're like, this is what it's all about, dude. Like seeing how technically proficient it is, how many hits the drums have to hit. And if you get to see it with like good sound quality, like you really get to understand it. And I think because Twitch is so visual, you know what I mean? Like they could zoom in and do the headstock view and see how much is going into these riffs. Like people understand it more. And if they don't like the vocals, there's like a lot to like watch, you know what I mean? So I think it's a really good way to get it to a bigger audience, you know what I mean? Because maybe
That's
somebody
huge.
that,
I mean, we had to start off like slowly and do steps to get there. You know what I mean? Like if you could show people like, okay, like just as me playing guitar to one of those songs with, like we'll start you off slowly. Look at this. This is fucking cool looking, right? All right, we'll get you there, and then you can progress from there. It's like almost like a cheat step, like because we had to go through like all the we had to go through Jonathan Davis, and we had to go through like what I mean, Chino and stuff like that. Then getting to like Corpse Grinder, it was basically like a stepping stone for us. And to see them, everyone always says, they say the same fucking line. I like the music, but the vocals, blah blah blah. Yeah. So like if you can cheat them, just get them a cheat code, get them a Game Genie, and just step them up to the fucking cheat code,
Shark
and then totally Shark Bite.
or was it Game Shark? That's what I was thinking. The studio shit.
Exactly what I thought.
Studios. Fuck me up.
Game Shark.
No, dude, exactly. The same, yeah. You would always fuck the game up too. It would be like not meant for it. Like ruin your game. Try to get some weird shit in it. But yeah, no, that's kind of what I saw with other streamers. Like while they're doing extreme stuff and people are loving it. So it's like it's got to be visually based, because maybe that listener, that if the song somehow came on their Spotify playlist or whatever, they'd be like, I don't know what this is all about. But maybe if they see it, it's a much different thing. And yeah, I think death metal music has always been about the shows, and so I think Twitch is perfect for that reason. Yeah,
definitely. Like the fucking sound quality too. Like I said, like I've always been looking for a platform where someone can jam to something and it doesn't sound like shit. Like it sounds actually good. Like it sounds like you're You have the backing track, and your sound quality playing through your Kemper or whatever you're playing through sounds pretty much just like that same sound quality, and you can jam to it.
Yeah, dude, it's the Rodecaster. I started off with the Behringer X32. Essentially, the pandemic canceled all tours, so I just kind of like took the band in-ear rig, and I was like, I'll just use this to do Twitch, and then Rode is awesome. They hooked me up with that Rodecaster Pro, and that's what everything goes into before OBS or whatever. So it's all mixed in there perfectly. Yeah, I would definitely suggest if you guys check that out. It's an awesome tool for
OBS. I think probably
I'm sorry,
is.
I'm cracking up because Nate and Murray are back on Meshuggah again right now.
I'm just gonna click one of them. I don't know.
Because anytime, all right, full disclosure. Full disclosure. When you guys go into like gear talk,
Krispy Kreme
my eyes just fall to the chat.
I hate this view. This view sucks.
And I'm just watching, like, all of a sudden Nate's just like, and by the way, another reason.
Yeah, and another reason why Meshuggah is one of the greatest bands.
So Murray, what's the number one thing you hate about Meshuggah? What's the reason why you take a stance to talk about
some
it?
Insight.
I want some insight.
I could guess it's just boring, right? I mean,
yeah, I understand that part. Like, I understand like listening to it like on an album, but like seeing them live. Oh yeah,
dude.
I think so. The winner goes to
sick.
The winner goes to Scott.
Boring. It's just boring. Well, I think I saw you, Murray. I think I saw you, like, you posted on Facebook or something. He's like, that shit's boring or something like that.
Well, it's all about focus and like stamina, almost. Like that's like a
whatever is wrong.
I fucking love this, dude.
I was the same. I bought a Meshuggah album back like in 2002. I was like a kid and bought it. And it sounded kind of like Metallica. I forget.
And Pantera a little bit.
Exactly. And I was like, my dad like walked in the room. He's all, sick, dude. You're becoming like your brother. Fuck yeah, it's gonna be fucking rad, dude. I can't wait for the growling. he like came in and like made some shitty comments like, cool, dude.
That was when he found out like all of that. He was like, oh, I'm losing, because he had you in the beginning. He was like, he was in your ear before, and you were on that side, but then you.
But I'll still go. He loves Guthrie Govan. He loves the Aristocrats. Really? He loves like all the cool like shit. He likes all the like he wants to go to he wants to fly to the Baked Potato and watch like Danny Carey play like a jazz set or something like that. Like, my dad's like into shit, but like the fucking the vocals just lost him.
My dad's the same way, man. Same exact way.
Exactly. It's hard to teach a boomer new tricks. But
hell yeah.
Oh fuck yeah! So who should we raid, Scott? You're the guy.
Shit!
Let's do it. Let's give it back.
Let's give it back. All right, let me check out my list real quick.
We're Twitch people now, guys. Anthony, you're a Twitch guy.
I'm a Twitch guy. I'm
Joseph's like camera got all weird, and then he just bailed.
His internet died.
Let's do some metal, so that way.
Yeah.
Keep the vibes going. Let's see.
Murray says Herman Lee.
Herman Lee. We rated him on Tuesday. Yeah. But I mean, if you want, he's probably like, "Oh, hello," let's see.
Yeah, I think
there's a cool. There's these guys called Shred Talk. They're pretty cool. They talk about.
Nice.
They're just like two dudes that hang out. It's almost like a podcast in a way.
Oh no, I follow them. I already follow them.
Another good. If we want this to be taken away by music, another great one is David Frank Drums. He's sick as fuck. Let's see. I'll decide if you want.
Chat. What do you think? Shred Talk or David Frank? What do you think? Herman Lee. It's up to them.
There's also a dude named Gore Massacre right now, and he's taking bass requests. It's pretty death metal. It's
nice.
Gore Massacre.
Wow.
Yeah, Gore Massacre.
It's a whole new world.
What's up with that Grim guy, dude?
Oh, Lord Grim is sick. How many people are alive? Yeah, dude, that'd be a good one.
240. He's got 240,
I haven't rated
though.
Grim in a while. He puts on a sick show. That might be a good one.
He puts on, like, okay, so before we do anything like that, like, how does he do it with, like, his, like, AI cameras or something? Like, they change automatically. Have you noticed that?
There is a program.
I've heard of that.
I've been looking, trying to get the stream all sick. There is a program that you can put into OBS that will just on a timer switch the the shit now. But there's also now Elgato came out with a foot pedal. It's sold out. But damn, that's gonna be sick. Like a foot pedal that you could change OBS with. That's like That would be sick.
Jesus.
So you just keep shredding, nothing stops.
Thanks
how
for
do-
all
how-
the love, Nate, dude. I'm just watching Nate. He's giving some love to everybody, dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
Scott's the man.
Dude, thank you
Love
guys,
you,
man.
Nate.
Seriously. I'm stoked. I hope this grows and
Dude.
gets big for everybody to see.
Dude, you
Show
too,
off
man.
metal.
You're doing very cool stuff, man. Like I said, I jumped into it and I was just like, all of a sudden I'm like, I need to go on Twitch. And I'm like watching it like it's my new thing I need to watch. Like it's like a
Dude,
TV
yeah.
show I need to watch all of a sudden. Like it's
It's addictive.
really cool, man. Yeah, it's really addictive and the community's cool and they support each other and it's fucking cool.
Yeah, I
That's
love
the
it.
main
I
thing.
love that the community aspect of it, dude. That's
Yeah.
what it's all about. Like when I found out about like everybody has their little communities and you can introduce your community to other communities, I'm like, oh, dude,
That's
this
so
is
cool.
fucking
Dude, it's rad.
sick, dude.
Yeah, and you're teaching everybody. Like I'm hearing about new bands and stuff. It's kind of inspiring me to go back to the bands I used to listen to. Where while I was touring and getting all jaded off of metal, like I was not listening to all this music. I was like, all right, well, I just was playing death metal for an entire tour. I'm gonna go listen to some fusion or electronic, and
Totally.
this has got me to fall right back in love with all that stuff. And I'm like, yes, like it's so sick.
Same thing with like Cali Death. Like we're getting all these like metal band like Broken Hope and all these old school bands that like we
Yeah.
kind of listened to back in the day and like Death and stuff like that and like
Yeah,
coming on the podcast. I'm like, oh shit, this is like we need to start like Rivers of Nile, all these cool bands coming
Yeah.
We
on.
got some really, really exciting stuff coming up in the next
Yeah,
4
we
or
got
5
really
weeks.
cool.
Like
yeah,
dude, yes.
super, super exciting stuff, guys.
legendary shit. But
yeah, let me know, man. I'll drop a raid, whatever, man. I'm all about
Fuck.
supporting
We-
and growing.
we gotta
it.
like
That's
we gotta
awesome.
figure out to like raid you, man. We gotta like why don't you do a late thing so we can just send our 5 people to you, dude.
Dude, I have to eat dinner. That's the only thing. Bro.
No, I'm just kidding. No, we really appreciate that last week's raid. That was awesome. It was a fucking awesome surprise.
no
we were just
problem.
hanging out. All of a sudden, it was like
Yeah.
150 people. We're like, what the fuck is going on?
No,
like,
that
hello.
was the great,
Cool.
awesome first experience with the situation, and made me want to come back and keep doing it. You know,
Yeah, dude.
this is like a great place to just do our live shit. And we were just talking about that with like playing music and shit. If that's the thing, like I know. Casey, I don't know, you don't want to hear this, but I'm just saying we can edit the music out and drop it onto YouTube if we
Yeah.
ever played music, you know.
That's-
But it's just like,
yeah.
no, we were just celebrating that Casey's like done with editing, and now I'm like, oh, dude,
Oh,
here's
you mean, like, doing
here's the
edits.
situation
Dude.
where we possibly would have to edit again. But
You
Either
just
way.
hit record on OBS too. Nothing will get muted.
that's the one that you were saying. that
OBS,
just
okay.
mutes it.
No, OBS
Yeah.
was like the other one. It was like get this one. Was this a free program?
Yeah.
It's just a free program that does it. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
a
maybe-
Reaper.
Oh,
This is where
Joel,
we st- this is where we
you're
start.
a boomer too, dude. We're
No,
all
I'm,
If
I'm
you-
working at IT.
If you guys
dog.
ever need anything, hit me up, man. Like,
working
Oh,
on.
man.
I'm always hitting up other people asking for shit, so I gladly
No, I could
give
see like
people-
how your channel's like expanded and you could just change your face by clicking a button.
Yeah,
Like I
dude,
changed
yeah.
your face. I've changed your face like 4 times, dude. Like
Yeah, it's sick, dude.
that's super fun. It's interactive.
It's gonna
It's
keep getting
fucking like
weirder.
totally. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, fuck yeah. So who do we pick on? How do we even
Let's do
rate?
Grim, man. I know
Okay.
he's got a lot of viewers, but I think he puts on a sick show. It'll hype it up.
So you do like what's the thing you type
So
in?
Lord, yeah, so
You
you go to
type
your
in-
raid thing, type in what's his name? Just Grim, GRYM.
I just typed. Do I have to do /raid, right?
I think so.
Oh yeah, I guess you could do that.
And then GRYM.
But you gotta think.
But anyways, before I do it, Anthony,
Yeah, we
you
gotta
want
do
to
the
do the whole goodbye stuff?
outro situation.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Battleforgecoffee.com. Go get your coffee. It's gonna fucking get you ready for your Friday after all this shit. If you were here with us tonight. Also, Anthony Drunk Alert. Thank you so much, Scott, for hanging out with us tonight, dude. No,
Dude,
for real.
anytime.
This is great, dude. I love the chaos of this episode was still great because it just showed that we still can handle this shit.
Oh yeah.
We hit a couple of speed bumps and we're here. We had a great conversation. Love it all. Chat was going off. I love that. Thank you all to the new listeners to this that came with Scott. If you haven't heard this before, but thank you. Come back again next week. We'll be here next week. Thank you to all the people that have been with us every week. We will be here next week for you as well. And
Sick.
the professor, we love you, bro. I don't know where you went. You disappeared in my life, and I think I'll see you next week. And Rock On will raid whoever you're gonna do, Joel, and yeah, that's it, dude. Right?
I love you guys.
Did I miss
Fuck
anything?
yeah,
Love
Scott.
it.
Thank you, buddy.
Hell
Yeah,
dude.
for
you,
sure,
man.
Thanks
guys.
for coming on.
I'll do it
This
again
was fun.
anytime. Let me know.
Very, very fun.
Smoke beer.